Hey, welcome everybody. We are back with the series of recaps with Steve Shoup. Welcome.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for this. Obviously we did the preseason, but now, we're not talking about fourth stringers and stuff like
Yeah,
that. We're talking about like actual NFL games that matter and
and
the guys
and
that we were drafting all year.
and yeah, like the actual snap share numbers will really matter because it's not like what KC does in the preseason where
Yeah,
they try to get everybody to work with every position group. Like some coaches do that, others like give a real tell. So like Jacksonville obviously didn't give any tells, like they did, and then they didn't. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
We'll get into that too.
yeah. So my poll question is the worst week one performance, and the options are Dolphins, Patriots, Giants, and Panthers. I know what mine is.
Yeah,
Mine is Miami.
yeah. Dolphins, I think, are pretty pretty much head and shoulders in that grouping.
Oh yeah, yeah. And there's another team that I think should be there, but they ended up winning the game that they didn't deserve, and we'll talk about that when we get to them. You probably like. There's two teams that I think won games they didn't deserve this week. But both teams were teams I was low on going into the season, so maybe I'm biased. Uh, like that's highly possible. Uh, anyway, I thought I'd let a couple people jump in, uh, but let's go ahead and get started with the opener on Thursday night. The Cowboys and the Eagles. I believe it was like a 8.5 point spread, and the game
Yeah.
was way closer than that.
Oh yeah, and I think you can make the case that Dallas actually outplayed the Eagles. Is the Miles Sanders fumble, Lamb some crucial drops, um,
Didn't he have like three of them? Like
three
it was,
drops,
yeah,
including the very last one was a tough one, but the
yeah,
second to last one, it's a
right,
touchdown.
yeah.
That's the game right there.
Oh yeah,
And
without a doubt.
Lamb still had a good game. I'll take the Peter Schrager side on this. Um,
No, no, he did like
yeah,
seven for 110. Like
against the Eagles defense is
yeah,
super impressive.
yeah,
And I think this is one like Dak obviously was not a good fantasy producer, and his numbers of 188 don't wow you, but he had the Lamb drops. He also had that Jake Ferguson one. They got the penalty on that he threw a touchdown. It would have been a touchdown if Ferguson catches it,
yeah.
and they got the late hit or defenseless receiver penalty. But that was a strike by Dak. I thought Dak had a really good game, and again, very promising against an extremely tough Eagles defense. One of the most impressive things, Dak didn't take a sack, against that. I know Jalen Carter
Well,
wasn't there that long,
yeah,
but I actually thought the Cowboys offense was super impressive. The running game, obviously Javante had the two touchdowns, a couple
like
solid runs. Like I don't think we should crown him the Javante, from his rookie year. And then Miles Sanders had the big run, of course, the fumble. But at least the run game was somewhat effective. They utilized Turpin a couple times, and we talked about in the preseason how that's how Turpin could get on the field more um, and impact the game. I think the biggest thing to me, uh, I think the Cowboys can be a contender this year as long as Dak stays healthy. But the biggest thing to me was their breakdown of targets. Lamb dominated, and then it was Ferguson, not Pickens, number two in targets.
yeah. Well,
Um,
that's probably because it was the Eagles and the way the Eagles play defense
that's true.
as well. Like the Eagles, like they didn't they did a lot better versus receivers than tight ends. Like I
Yeah.
think last year, uh, I believe that's right. Uh, so because I remember during the Super Bowl, like a lot of people were saying that Kelsey was going to eat in that game because of stuff like that. Uh, but I mean, yeah, and I think we learned one thing: the best running back on the Cowboys is Cavante Turpin. That's what we learned. No, but to be honest, like I I think it only worked because Carter was out, like on the run game at all. And like you still look at those numbers, like yeah, Sanders broke the one, but 15
Yeah.
rushes for 3.6 yards, like
Mhm.
that's not good.
No.
He didn't do anything flashy, but he got yards that were blocked for him,
Mhm.
and he's got the 2 touchdowns. Like I don't think that I think that this is an outlier game for him more so than what's going to happen in the future.
No, I agree. I mean, he had what almost 20 fantasy points,
Yeah,
um, and I think that's likely his high water mark. You know, like he might have
right.
maybe one more game in that ballpark, but that's about it.
Yeah, and like Sanders came in and just ripped off that one huge run, and then got rewarded with another carry, and he rewarded the coach with a fumble. You know, like
Yeah,
he had his chance. He was about to take over the role, and then he fumbled, and like you just can't do that.
agreed.
So talking about the Jalen Carter thing though, like I do think that made their defense like completely change their game plan. Like the first 2 games of the season, on the first drive, a player that one side of one of the team's ball, like Jalen Carter and Worthy, like the entire game script was built around those players, and it was obvious when that player went out that the team had no idea what they were like what to do to replace that guy for a few
Yeah.
drives.
Well, and especially the Eagles lost, Milton Williams in the offseason. That was their
Yeah.
rotational piece who would rotate in for Carter last year. So they were much thinner. I think that showed for sure.
Yeah, and the fact that Javante got as many touchdowns as Rico did in 1,000 yards last year on this offense, like, is wild.
Yeah, I mean, some of that is, of course, um, you know, Dak last year missing over half the year. That offense just wasn't near the goal
Right.
line near as much. It's not like Javante was ripping off 20-yard touchdown runs here.
Yeah, so go to the snap share here, and the one thing I want to show is Turpin at 46 felt really good.
Mhm.
It's basically him and Tolbert was back and forth,
Yeah,
but Turpin actually got targets and got the ball a little more often. Like when he was on the field, they did try to use him. It felt like a little more, and Tolbert was kind of just out there to block. It felt like.
yeah. I mean, they got the same number of targets, but the fact that Turpin has this rushing role
Yeah,
in addition is just going to open up more scoring potential for him. And of course, he's a more dynamic guy. Now, Tolbert maybe can get there with some touchdowns like he did last year because he's bigger, more physical.
right. Yeah, and I love Tolbert was on one of my highest scoring teams in drafters last year. So
Yeah.
like he had some big spikes, and he'll probably have a spike or two this year.
Mhm.
I just think that Turpin will have more and possibly bigger spikes because I think Turpin's touchdowns will come
A
with
lot of yards.
yardage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so, and as far as the Dallas defense, like they, because it matters for the rest of the season because like we're both going to be doing like daily games and stuff, right? So like I don't know if it was game specific just to make sure that they didn't get beat over the top by AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, and they just let Jalen Hurts just dominate the game. But like,
Yeah.
did you hear how many man coverage snaps the Cowboys ran in the
I
entire
did,
game?
and I don't remember. Was it
Zero,
0?
zero,
Yeah,
zero.
I thought that's what I heard.
Yeah, zero man coverage snaps the entire game. Like, there's a reason Jalen Hurts rushed for 62 yards. It's because it was like they ran man coverage with no spy. I might have missed it, but I don't think I seen a spy on a single play.
And definitely, and this was the other thing with Hurts is he got 2 touchdowns, but they weren't. It wasn't like the tush push.
Yeah, yeah, they
Um,
were from 10 yards out, both of them,
yeah.
right? So like that. I mean, and he looked very calm. Like he looked
Mhm.
like, yeah, like, and Dallas Goedert being the lead target, like that's what's going to happen whenever a team plays 100% zone coverage versus you. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to take the underneath. Jalen Hurts played a fantastic game. Like, it doesn't look great for the receivers, but like he did what they needed to win. And yeah, I thought that they played really well. And it's crazy that the Cowboys still almost somehow came back.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that we should note is the weather delay. After the weather delay, both teams were very flat until the Cowboys kind of at the very end
Right.
had some shots.
Yeah, 'cause the Eagles never really recovered.
Yeah, but like you said, Goddard and Barkley got the majority of the targets, majority of the yards outside that one Jahan Dotson deep throw. And yeah, Hurts was just picking them apart underneath, and then he and Barkley and Shipley a little bit were running.
Yeah, and let's speak on Shipley real quick. He had 3 carries, but all 3 of those were in the first quarter, I believe, if not early second, because I felt like I placed the bet on Shipley over 3.5 carries, and it got voided because he didn't play long enough.
He got injured, yeah.
And I believe that is only through the first quarter,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, like I've seen some stuff from some people saying that like it's actually Gamblestein. He said the best better he knows was betting very heavy on that. So I'm like, I'll tail at a small amount, and that ended up getting voided because he didn't play long enough. And like, where is his snap share?
He only got 5 snaps.
Yeah, but that was in the first quarter.
Oh, I know, right? I know. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like he easily would have crushed that.
So that's 63 offensive snaps for the game. So I mean, I don't know what the actual number was, but let's assume it was 15 snaps in the first quarter, and he played a third, he played. What would that be? A third? Yeah, a third of them. So, like, if he's back, like if he's able to come back, because. And then after the game, like yesterday, the Tank Bixby stuff, right? They said that it's nothing to do with Will Shipley, and it's everything to do with the return game.
Yeah, which is interesting for sure. But
I think it's both. Like, I think it's in case he can't play this next week. I haven't heard anything else.
Well, and I think it's more, and sorry if Gritty's listening to us, but I think it is more about AJ Dillon than anything else, because like the thing with Shipley is, I think he's going to retain the type of role that he had, on some passing downs, some third downs, some just abilities to be a different type of back than Barkley. I mean, Bigsby. I know there was hope that he'd catch the ball more. Maybe he, will for the Eagles. He caught the ball so little for Jacksonville. But I just think he's more like the replacement if Barkley goes down versus mixing in.
Yeah. I think that it would become a 50-50 if Barkley went down and it was Shipley and him.
Yeah.
And like Shipley would get a lot of the receiving stuff. But I'm not worried about A.J. Brown. I'm not worried about Devontae Smith. It was all game script. And that's why best ball is best, because like you can, like, yes, it sucks, but you can kind of come back from the bad games. And there was a lot of receivers that had very bad games this week. Like the top receivers overall, we're going to see, like, there was only one that like actually had a great game. And we'll get into that. And he's a player that I love. So I think you know who it is. I mean, it's pretty obvious who it was. And but anyway, that's about all I have on this game. The Eagles defense did look like they might regress a little bit. And that's very good if you have A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith and Goddard shares. More so than Barkley. Like, it's not bad for Barkley. And but it's good for Hurts. Good for Smith, good for Brown, good for Goddard.
Yeah, agreed.
So like, if they're the best defense in the league again, like that's probably not as good. All right, on to game 2. We'll look at chat real quick. Microbe says, "Buckle in, boys. We on pace for a 4-hour show." Yeah, I mean the last couple we did were pretty much that long. I don't know if you have anything to do today or if you want to speed them up, but
I mean, I'm sure there's some teams like we can speed
Yeah.
up a little bit more. Some of the bad teams, and
yeah. So Kansas City, the entire game script went down. Xavier Worthy played, he got a target, and he got hit by Kelsey. Separated shoulder, and the entire game script went down. So the things to take out of the game is Marquise Brown ended up being the only guy that could get anything going on offense. Kelsey got a busted, drawn up play, and then he ran the wrong option and he cost himself a second touchdown. Like it was all that was on him. I don't know if it was Kelsey's fault or if Worthy ran it too deep on that play. I don't know who was wrong there, but one of them was wrong. But Kelsey definitely didn't avoid the contact whenever it came. Like he kind of leaned into it. It's almost like he thought it was a block. It's kind of what it looked like. The scary thing for me specifically is the Isaiah Pacheco snap share, 51%.
Yeah.
And the Kareem Hunt at 38 and Brashard Smith. So if Worthy's out for a while, I do think that the Brashard Smith is going to be the one that ends up. I think they're going to use him a lot. They're already using him some. Yeah, only 8 snaps out of 61. But that was his first game, and he wasn't given a role before the game, I'm assuming. And it was kind of okay, we have 3 or 4 plays we're going to get you. But then when Worthy went out, they're like, oh, we got to get him in a couple more. So I think that if Worthy is out, that Brashard Smith's going to have he's going to get 30 to 40 snaps next week. That's my assumption. But I think a lot of those will be with Hunt or Pacheco in the game as well.
Yeah, no, I could absolutely see that. And like you said, it's so different. Like had Worthy gotten injured the day before in practice or something like that, then they can game plan around it.
Yeah.
It happening the third play of the game or whatever it was, that's just tough to do.
Yeah. And so Simmons had an up and down day. I thought he looked good overall. Jawan Taylor continues to just be one of the worst right tackles in the league. He can't block, but he is very good at drawing penalties. So that's the worst of both worlds. That's pretty much all I got on them. Tyquan Thornton, I will say Tyquan Thornton went deep on those 2 missed targets were both long passes.
Yeah.
And I think both of those were passes that if it was Worthy running that route, Mahomes hits him because they were off, but only by a yard. So I do think that the timing there wasn't right, and that Mahomes was throwing it at Worthy speed because he's been practicing him at Worthy speed.
Yeah.
So I do think that's something that could get worked on this week. It might not. It could just be that Mahomes isn't good at the deep ball still, because he was one of the worst in the league last year. He did nail the one to Marquise Brown, though, and Marquise Brown is a 4.2 speed. I guess Thornton was a 4.2 speed guy as well, right?
Yeah.
He was 4.29. I think Marquise Brown was 4.28 and Worthy 4.21. So, but yeah, that's what I got on Kansas City. Defense. So our defense looked very, very good against the run game, and we'll lead into the Chargers. I don't really think Hampton played bad. I think that the KC run defense is just still absolutely elite. That's all I got out of it. He didn't really have any holes. Didn't really have a whole lot else going on. He ended up getting a couple targets. He looked fine out of the backfield. He never really got very far before he got touched. And there was a lot of offensive lines that got destroyed by defensive lines, or the offensive lines were bad this week. And usually week 1, aren't the offenses usually ahead? Or am I wrong?
I think it depends. You know, in situations like this, I would have thought the offense would be ahead because the Chiefs did practice some and stuff like that.
I mean, Rashawn Slater, like that whole thing is still there because Joe Alt is his first game, actual game starting at left tackle.
Yeah.
And so, like, maybe that just needs a little time to gel as well. Like, and I don't think he played bad, but offensive line's all about, synergy between the people and knowing how the person next to you is going to take the blocks and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think Becton was in and out of the lineup also for the Chargers, so they were shuffling some guys, which ideally you're not doing on the offensive line. What I would say quickly about the Chiefs, Marquise Brown, I will say it's to get 16 targets and have 49 yards come on one of the 10 catches. They need to figure out a way to get him more doing stuff in the intermediate. Honestly, Juju was much better in that area for him and moved the chains multiple times for him.
Well, they did say before the game that they were going to use Juju in the Rashee Rice role.
Yeah.
So I just didn't bet it because I thought Worthy was going to be in the game. So like I lost like I had like 12 bets, I think, and like 5 of them had Worthy over, and another like 3 of them had Demario Douglas over. So like I pretty much went over because I felt really good about those 2 bets, and the Worthy one, who knows? Like I was longest reception on him, and Douglas, like, how do you get a touchdown and have 0 yards?
Negative yards, yeah.
Yeah, like, but anyway, yeah, I do agree. Like, about halftime, somebody in my Discord said Marquise Brown with a Wandale stat line, because I mean that's what he had. He had like 7 receptions for, I don't think it was 7. Yeah, I think it was like 5 for 38 or something at that time. So
it's pretty bad.
Yeah. All right.
So to the Chargers side, I agree with you on Hampton. Like, I think he'll be fine. I did see they had Najee on a snap count. So he'll probably play a little bit more, but Hampton, I think, is going to be the lead back, obviously. I think we got to give a lot of credit to Herbert. Herbert looked great. And this is also something, I talked about. If you look from, it was like week 9 on last year, Herbert and the Chargers, they would have finished 9th in, if you extrapolate how many pass attempts they threw, I think they would have finished 8th or 9th in pass attempts last year. Yeah. And we saw that kind of with this, because I think I'm almost positive he averaged from week 9 on 33.8 pass attempts, and he had 34 in this game. So, it looks like they're keeping that offense up. And what I'll say about the passing attack, it's going to be good. I mean, the fact that Tyler Conklin's this involved, the fact that QJ coming off the concussion and just his history is playing this well. And yeah, Keenan Allen and Lab McConkey, it's going to be very dangerous passing attack. And Keenan Allen, especially, he led the team in targets, and he played only like 60% of the snaps. Yeah. So his targets per route run are just, off the charts, and very, very bullish for Keenan Allen.
Yeah, and so like Hampton's, he played 80% of the snaps, and they did say like there was coach speak on the Najee thing that he won't have a snap count this week, but they also didn't say he was going to have more snaps. They just said that he won't be on a snap count this week. But yeah, like 62% and 85 here, 82 there, like.
Yeah,
I like Quentin Johnston's going to end up being one of the best picks, even when Keenan flips him, which will happen soon. Like in the last round, he was a steal. One for the future, like this was against Kansas City. Kansas City last year was, I think they were the 3rd worst team versus tight ends throughout the entire year. I remember looking at that through the playoffs, and like I bet against or for the wide receiver or the tight end every time. So I actually really like Dallas Goedert this week against KC. Conklin 2 for 50. Like,
Yeah.
so like that's something I'm looking at in like the battle royale games. If I get boxed out, I'm generally going down for Goddard like half the time. I'm probably like that's one of the targets that I'm going to have. I just don't think our defense is going to be as good this year, and we weren't good at that last year. We didn't really improve in that area either. Like all those players are still there, so I don't see how it's better. And yeah, like, but QJ, man, like 2 touchdowns, like they weren't even busted coverage this time. You know, like they were actually good plays. McConkey done McConkey things, and yeah, like Herbert, I feel pretty happy that he's my 3rd highest quarterback.
Yeah.
I've been in on this passing game the whole time. Hopefully it continues. And it was the same stuff that you said before. Years previously, or last year, if you just take everything, basically there was, I think you said last 8 games, but there was a press conference where Justin Herbert in that game, like completely turned the game around by himself. And like they ended up winning the game. They didn't really need to be winning. And after that game, Jim Harbaugh basically just gushed about Herbert and how good he was. And ever since that game, they've relied on him a lot more. And we haven't seen Justin Herbert yet, like in the NFL since his rookie season, play a season to where he didn't hurt his leg because he's always had this rushing ability.
Yeah.
And if he actually doesn't get a leg injury, and actually it's been the Chiefs that have injured his leg like 3 times. So he got out of that game. Maybe he doesn't hurt his leg. And if you could give him 400 rushing yards on the season, like, and the passing thing that he's got, like, that's awesome.
No, agreed. And just one other point I'll make, just we obviously touched on a little with Hurts, is one theme we'll see is a lot of quarterbacks using their legs more and just being weapons. We'll obviously get to that as we hit some of these other games coming up. But this game was very notable as both quarterbacks really would take it upon themselves sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. And Mahomes did it a lot more than he had been in the past. Mahomes leading rusher, like we didn't even touch on that.
Yeah.
Like we always know that has that in him, but he just never does it until the playoffs. And almost every one of those runs was on 3rd down. Like he just waited until 3rd down, and then nobody could get open, so he just kept doing that. And I mean, it's kind of like with the Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. Like, as long as you're getting 1st downs, does it really matter?
Yep.
Nope. All right, on to the Bucks Falcons. This game was a little wild. It was definitely wild. So the Bucks, 14 attempts, 2.6 yards for Bucky Irving. I don't know if this was all Tristan Wirfs being out, but Baker was under pressure a lot. They had Rachaad White only had a cut. Like, I haven't looked at his usage yet, but I by watching the game, it did not feel good. It felt like it was very, very small. Actually, let's go look now, because I'm going to assume it's way down the list.
No, it was. Yeah, I think 24%.
24%. So, like, you and I were both on him having a guaranteed role in this offense, and doesn't look. Maybe it was the game. I don't know, but they definitely used.
I think it is worth noting, like, he came off that preseason injury, so he's probably not 100%. And it's also not like Bucky did anything to show that he deserves 76% of the role.
Yeah. And where is the Sean Tucker? Sean Tucker had 3%.
Yeah.
So, and with that being said, Rachaad White got an ankle tackle for 20 yards that, like, the guy, like, literally just tapped his foot and tripped him up. and it was a guaranteed touchdown on that reception. Like if that guy didn't make an awesome tackle, it was a guaranteed touchdown. Mike Evans, still Mike Evans. Yeah, he didn't get a touchdown or anything, but the story everybody knows is like Buka. Like he came in and he just looked fluid. Like it looked like he'd been in the league for years. The way that he was running around, he would just everything looked smooth. Baker threw 2 absolutely perfect passes to him. Once again, we're through 3 games, and in all 3 games, one of the teams has a quarterback as the leading rusher.
Yeah.
Pretty wild. Like that is not indicative of what's happened last year,
No. And we'll talk about the Falcons, but Penix showed his ability to run as well. And yeah, what I'd say about the Bucs is their first couple of drives, they were so flat. They came out of the gate so bad. They're much better in the second half. Baker did, kind of end up with a decent fantasy game between his rushing, the 3 passing touchdowns. But yeah, they need to get it going earlier. The rest of the run game, White had that one, but wasn't good. But the positives, of course, are like Evanson and Buka. That's a good 1-2 combo whenever Chris Godwin comes back.
It's going to be deadly when Godwin gets back. Cade Otton had 3 targets. He was open on 1 deep, and Baker sailed the ball.
Yeah. Baker had a couple throws that he really went back.
Yeah, he did. But then whenever he made it was a very up and down game for him. Like a very up and down game. But overall, I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about their offensive line with Wirfs out. Like we kind of were before, but it looked pretty bad. The Falcons were all over them in the run game, and the same thing for the Bucs with the Falcons. 12 and 10 carries for 24 yards each. That is insane. Bijan had an awesome day, but it was all through the receiving. So
he absolutely got bailed. I mean, he had a great game receiving. So I don't want to take that away from him, but he could get nothing going on the ground. Yeah,
I mean, he was hit. I think him and Genty were both hit behind the line of scrimmage every play, every single play, and Algiers as well. Those 2 offensive lines could not block the and that's kind of what I'm wondering on a lot of these games. Is it that the Bucs defensive line is that good, or is it that the Falcons offensive line is that bad? And there are 3 or 4 teams out there that I'm really curious which way it is, because it's one or the other. It could be a little bit of both, but but I'm very curious on that. I'm leaning towards the Bucs defensive line is just really good at stopping the run on this one, because they have been in the past as well. What's up, Omega?
I will want to give a shout out. I thought Penix played a good game. This being his 4th overall start, losing Drake London late in the game. I think that won the KC Washington. I think it was right before the missed field goal at the end. I think if that's Drake London, it's a touchdown. He threw it into the end zone. There was some contact with the defender, but Washington just didn't track it. And I think if it's Drake London, that's a touchdown. And or even a guy like our guy Mooney. The fact that no Mooney, Drake London missed the last series. I will say, have you seen any update on Drake London?
I have not, but they definitely missed Mooney in that game. They needed somebody to everything they did to London was just a short throw, basically. Yeah. Or a jump ball. Yeah. That's all they did. He had a bunch of targets, but they weren't clean targets. They were all gimmick stuff, basically. And they needed somebody else out there to take the top off. And that's why, Ray, I like Ray, but he's not that. Kyle Pitts had a great game. And on the Michael Penix rushing touchdown, Kyle Pitts was standing wide open. Did you see that? There was
I
there
did.
was no.
I did. Now you say that, I remember there being an open guy.
It was Kyle Pitts right there. There was like, and all he had to do was shovel it. Like it was a 2-yard run. He actually took the hardest path to score. Like all he had to do is shovel the ball to Kyle Pitts, and it was a touchdown for Pitts. Like there was nobody even close to Pitts, and like if Penix had fumbled the ball because like if he hadn't reached it to the goal line, like his knee wasn't down, it would have been a fumble. That actually would have been a Pitts touchdown because Pitts is the one that caught it. Like the fumble, like after the fumble. AC joint sprain. Yeah, day to day.
Okay.
And Andrew's asking questions about basketball here. Concerns, like we'll kind of get into them as we get.
I mean, Worthy is definitely one of mine.
Yeah, Worthy's one of mine too. And I mean, the concern is like that. Like I'm exposed to all the Chiefs, and if we have to miss, like I'm not going to have a good year if Worthy and Rice are both out. Like the Rice, I knew, and like I'll take a lower advance rate to advance some stronger teams with Rice in there. Like I know you disagree to that a little bit. You prefer advance rate. I like both. Like I would like to. I think advancing stronger teams, you have a better shot at like complete upside, but you do you're still like you have less shots to advance even in the next round, right? Even if your teams are stronger. So, but the teams you do advance should be a slight edge to be up if you have like the Moonies and the Godwins and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you took a bunch of Godwin, so
yeah, mine was more price. Like when we found out that Godwin might miss. I mean, still, we don't know for sure, but 4 to 6 games, like he goes in 110, 115. Rice never fell past, 65.
Yeah, no, and he shouldn't have because, I mean, if he was healthy, he would be going in the 1-2 turn.
True.
Like fully healthy.
Yeah, but so would Godwin.
Godwin probably would have been going to the 3-4 turn.
Yeah.
Probably. Like he would have been way up there. Like they're both gambles, is what it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Are you done? Yeah.
Yeah, this one's an interesting game.
Yeah, this one is the game that I'm going to say that the worst, like the Bengals were the worst team. Like, The Browns absolutely dominated this game in every facet. Yes, the first drive, the Bengals went down and did some things, but like Joe Burrow total 113 yards. 113 yards to the Bengals. Like I've been talking all offseason how I thought that the Browns are an underrated team. And that if Joe Flacco starts, they should be pretty good. But like the Bengals, they just like they couldn't get anything going. Like that offensive line had problems, but I do think that that's more how good the Cleveland defense is than the Bengals. And like if it wasn't for the Browns receivers both like popping balls up into the air to give the Bengals easy interceptions like twice, like this game probably wouldn't have been close. Like
no. I mean, from a general standpoint, the Bengals looked bad. I mean, their defense came up with some big plays, but it was more like opportunity versus, them creating it. But, when you have Chase and Higgins and neither one gets 30 yards, like what's going on here?
Yeah. And Chase Brown, 75% usage. That's actually lower than I expected. P. Ryan, 25%.
Yeah.
Was Taj Brooks a healthy scratch? I brought up an inactives list.
If you go down or maybe up, it's on one of the first pages. It should say who's not active.
Not active.
Go. It's under substitutions.
Okay.
No, he was on the field.
Not active. Okay. Well, he did not see a snap then, did he?
Yeah.
So that's not great, but it could just be that it's the first game of the year. They were getting absolutely dominated. like the coaches were like, yeah, we're getting beat. We need our veterans in here.
Oh, for
But
sure.
I don't know for the Bengals, like a single positive thing to take away from you got to win. That's the positive. That's the positive. Like you don't know how you got it, but you got it.
I think the other thing is, and yes, some of it was the Browns kept shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, but honestly, the Bengals defense played good.
They played decent, yeah.
Yeah, like they weren't the train wreck that we all thought they were going to be.
Right, and yeah, I don't know. I think that they were a bend but don't break. Like I think that they looked just as bad, but they just got bailed out by Brown's mistakes more than anything. Because Jerry Jeudy had 2 just huge drops. Cedric Tillman had a huge drop, and Njoku had a huge drop. The only player on the Browns offense that was dominant was Harold Fannin. And like it's kind of like they built their entire game plan around Harold Fannin. Like watching that game, like he was the one that stood out over and over again.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely I liked seeing Tillman get the touchdown. I was more on, particularly at the end there, I was more on Ford, just also Price than Sampson. Sampson looked good in the receiving game.
He did.
Nobody could run. That was troubling for the Browns.
Well, no, I mean, same with the Bengals. Like Brown had that really good start-stop touchdown. And other than that, like 21 rushes, 43 yards, 2 yards a carry. Like that's not good. Like I think that like as you're going to see, a bunch of the people that had 20 rushes didn't get 4 yards a carry this week. Like defenses tended to shut down the run this week.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit more troubling from the Browns' perspective because I know Judkins wasn't there and maybe he's back this week, whatever. But the expectation was they were going to run the ball more this year. They were going to, be more of a running team. And maybe that changes with Judkins, whatever. But Sampson and Ford did not look good at all. So,
right.
Running the ball. Sampson looked good receiving the ball.
So Flacco, yes, he has 2 interceptions, but neither one was really his fault. Like Flacco played very well. He played very well. But yeah, I could not believe the Browns. Like they did cut the kicker today, by the way.
Yeah, I did see that.
So he missed an extra point that caused them to be behind, and then he missed the game winner. So that is I mean, I think that's cut worthy whenever you were in a battle, then you win the battle, and then you completely lose the first game.
Lose the game
by yourself. Like I think that he was like, yeah, this is coming. Like he probably knew. Not saying I wanted it for the guy, but like if it happens, it happens, right?
Yeah. What did you make of Njoku being 5th in targets?
I think so. I mean, it's all 8-6. It's 8-8-8, 9-6. Like they're all targeted a lot. I think it was like just pretty much even all the way through. I think it was more of a happenstance thing. It does feel like the schemed up touches all went to Sampson and Fannin.
Yeah.
And all the rest were just because those were all the like at line of scrimmage and below and behind stuff, or like just a couple yards outfield now. And Njoku, Jeudy, and Tillman, all of their targets seem to be down the field. So, and you could see that in the yards per, right?
Yeah.
I just think they ask him to do different things than they ask Fannin to do. And this is going to be a 12 personnel team all season.
Like, for sure.
And if they're bad, I do think we could see Njoku getting traded at the deadline.
I can see that as well.
So that's something to watch out for. If they end up being 2-6 or whatever, I could see Njoku going to a team if a team gets an injured tight end or something.
Yeah.
All right, so on to this game, which there there's a lot to talk about, but not much to talk about at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins, really, really bad. Like
Yeah.
we both talked about if their offensive line isn't any better, they could be one of the worst teams in the league. It kind of looks like they're just going to be the absolute nut low of teams this year. Like I know it's week one, things can change, but nothing changed. Jalen Waddle gets tackled like early in the game, goes to the tent. Like the the offensive line couldn't block anybody. Tua like was sailing balls like crazy. Achan is an absolute force once again. Like behind that line, he had 7 attempts, 55 yards. Yes, he had a 26-yarder, but you take away the 26-yarder, that's still 6 for 30. Like still 5 yards a carry, right?
Yeah.
So like, and you look at like nobody could do anything on that offensive line. Achan got skinny a couple times and just bursted through the hole. Like he looked really good. Um, and then he always looks good in the passing game. But their whole passing game, I wonder what the ADOT was. They don't have this here, do they?
No, no.
But I'm guessing that the ADOT was very, very low. Tyreek Hill got 4 for 40. We can go down and look at the usage real quick. Achan 73%, Waddle 65, Tyreek only 62%. Tyreek was already furious by halftime. Like
When he went, didn't he go to the tent for a minute also? I believe.
yeah. Yeah, so they just kind of used everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Ollie Gordon got 12 snaps, and on the short yardage type stuff, they did bring him in. So I do think that they will use him in goal line situations, assuming
If they
they
ever
get
get
any.
down there.
Yeah, if they ever like this could just be the Giants from last year,
Yeah.
right? Like if they get down there, it'll be him, but it's going to happen like 8 times throughout the season, and then he has to run behind one of the worst offensive lines I've ever seen. Honestly, it's real like
Oh,
one week, but we will see. Like we were both skeptical of it.
And the Colts are, like I think their defense is better this year, but
right,
tough to really say because but nobody's was marking the Colts as a top 5 or top 10 defense coming into this year.
no, like they're like a middle of the pack. They're serviceable. They'll have some good games. They'll have some bad games, but the fact that they completely dominated the bad team, that's what a winning team will do. So like as a Colts fan, like if like that out there, like you like Daniel Jones played awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Warren might be Brock Bowers. Everybody said he's not Brock Bowers. Maybe he's better. Maybe he blocks
He'll
better.
run.
Yeah, he can run. Like Brock Bowers can run as well, but like Tyler Warren is already like going back to the other game real quick. Harold Fannin. I do want to say that on the touchdown to Raheem Sanders, they brought in Harold Fannin on a motion, and they had him go in and make the seal block for the touchdown, and he destroyed that block. And that was one of the things that they've talked about, and like going into the game or going into the offseason, everybody's like, well, he can't block. He's only like, well, he led that touchdown block. That is huge, in my opinion. Like that's a big step. Like that, they ran Harold Fannin in on that to do that instead of Njoku. Like that speaks volumes to me.
Yeah.
So back to Tyler Warren. Like Tyler Warren, like I'm not serious that he's Brock Bowers, but he might have.
He's pretty damn good.
He's gonna have a hell of a season if they continue to use him like he does. The fading of Pittman feels pretty bad right now. Josh Downs not playing a wide receiver, 2 or only playing in 3 wide receiver sets, 11 personnel. Yeah, so
is also interesting if you want to look at the snap share. Like Pierce was actually number 2 in receiver snaps, and by a wide margin. Him and Pittman were out, 80%.
Right. And yeah, it is crazy.
That's Downs 50 and Mitchell 21. Now Mitchell did some work on those 21%, but Pierce was out.
And Mo Alley, and they use 2 tight ends a lot. Like Tyler Warren only like 73% is a good amount, but Mo Alley Cox 45 and 37 for Ogletree.
Yeah.
So like that's something. I do want to mention Jonathan Taylor here. You and I were both pretty happy that Anthony Richardson's not going to be in there to steal the goal line touchdowns. Well, guess what?
I still think long term that's gonna play out for Taylor. And one, just the offense being so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, and the other thing I will point for Taylor, 3 receptions, 27 yards. I don't know if he had that once last year, and if so, it might have been a Joe Flacco game.
Right. It wasn't with A-Rich, for sure.
No. And because I look back, the year that he was running back 1, he had 40 catches. Last year, I think he had 16. So, and he missed 3 games, but still, it's like
this is 16's low.
Yeah, this is what we want to see. Like, if you're telling me he's getting 3-4 targets a game, that's a big boost for him. And also, let's keep in mind, like, he didn't play like the last 2 drives, right? Like,
yeah, and he is healthy, by the way, for everybody who's watching. And Gittins, when he came in, he looked decent.
Mm-hmm.
That Dolphins defensive line, like, so they're supposed to be a run stuffing team with a good defensive line that can get some pressure and to make up for their lack of corners. Well, if you can't ever complete a first down, because wasn't it till like halftime or something crazy before they got a first down? Like,
I think you're right. Yeah.
Like they might have had maybe like, let's just say 2 first downs in the entire first half. Like, I mean, I guess we could look at total first downs. I don't know where that is here.
It's up top.
Is it up top?
Right there. So they had 12 total first downs, less than half of what the Colts had. And there is a first half stat somewhere.
Yeah, it's right underneath, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. They had 3 in the first half.
So three in the first half to 17. Like, it's pretty hard for your defense to, number one, stay motivated, but number 2, stay like in good shape during that.
Yeah.
So, like, honestly, them holding Taylor to 3.9 a carry is pretty impressive, considering that they did that. But like, they didn't stop Tyler Warren the whole game.
No.
You have much else to say on this game?
I mean, I don't think we can totally victory lap the Colts' decision for Daniel Jones yet, because the Dolphins' defense is bad, but this is what they wanted. They wanted consistency of quarterback play, move the ball, no turnovers. He took 1 sack. Just every drive looked good. Like they were moving the ball consistently throughout.
I mean, you heard the point scorer stat, right?
Yeah.
They were the first team since since the Peyton Manning era, I think, of any NFL team to score on like every single drive. Like, I know they said like Tom Brady didn't do it, and I mean some of that's like kneel downs count as a failed drive, right?
Yeah.
Like, and like, so there was some luck involved, like how the game played out specifically.
Yeah.
But every single drive they had the ball, they scored, which that's awesome. Like, that will probably be the only time Daniel Jones does that. I can say that. I will say that with confidence. So on to the Panthers and Jaguars, another game that got messed up with weather.
Mm-hmm.
The Bryce Young stuff doesn't feel great right now.
No.
He did not look good. Ted McMillan got a lot of his yards in garbage time. Chuba looked fine, I guess. Bryce Young threw so he did get some bad snaps that he had to adjust. Like, there's a couple times to where it looked like he was going to adjust the play and go into an audible, and it just got snapped right in his face. So like, that needs cleaned up. And on some of those plays, he looked really bad. But I mean, what do you expect there?
Yeah.
but he had 2 interceptions. Should have had 3, or like. But that one, he got like I don't know if he's seen the pass interference, and then he just chucked the ball up on that one, the pick six that there was a like because that was a terrible ball. I'm assuming he just chucked it up there and he knew.
Yeah, that was bad.
It was very bad. Xavier Legette getting like what was his? I think I just smacked my mic.
No, he played a ton.
78% of snaps, and he got 3 targets for 1 yard.
Yeah,
or 10 yards, or 3 receptions, 10 yards. 3.3.
Seven targets.
7 targets, 3 receptions, 10 yards.
Yeah,
like and a 9-yard completion. So like he got 2 for 1 and a 9-yarder.
Yeah, no, it was
Jatavian Sanders. I thought was a play. He actually still hit his over. His over was 24 and a half.
That's true.
So I thought he was a good low owned scroll down for like dailies. I only done it like twice, but those teams didn't do well. But this offense was all Ted McMillan and
Hubbard, yeah,
and Hubbard and Hunter Renfrow. Bryce Young threw him at least 3 hospital balls.
Oh God.
Like Renfrow did not look happy every time he got up.
Now we know why. The story during the offseason was the Panthers paid Adam Thielen more to come back and play, and then when we get straight to the Vikings, he gives that money back. Now we understand why.
Yeah. Those balls were Hunter Renfrow did not look happy. He's like, I'm too old for this. Like you could see it in his eyes that I'm too old for this.
Yeah, I mean, so the plus that I will say is I think T-Mac looked good. Sure, it was a lot late.
Maybe.
And I will give, particularly when we look from a fantasy lens, the fact that Hubbard got 5 targets, because I think the real worry was Rico Dowdle just totally takes on the passing game work, and Hubbard was not dynamic in the passing game, not just because he got the touchdown, but honestly just gained 5 targets. What I was happy to see. And I don't have a huge share in him, but just for his fantasy outlook, that's big. And
this is kind of the split I was expecting, though. Like, I expect first and second down for Chuba, third downs for Rico. And watching the game, that's kind of what happened. 67-34. They only ever ran 1 running back, pretty much. I don't remember seeing a play where they ran 2. But yeah.
So, but it does point to, they and I don't think this is the only reasons for it, but Jacksonville's defense is not expected to be super good. They traded away Thielen. Of course, Coker gets hurt. Now they're out there trotting out, Legette and Renfrow, who they just brought back, and Young did not look comfortable in the pocket.
He didn't have any time.
He didn't have time. He did scramble well. We should give him credit for that. His rushing was good. But yeah, he didn't have time. He threw bad picks. Another one, like you said, that would have been interception. But yeah, the decision making wasn't great. They need to figure this out, and maybe it is just Coker coming back. He needs a security blanket. I think last 2 years it's been Thielen. Now that's gone. He needs a security blanket.
Yeah, he does, and he really like that. There was 0 time, absolutely 0. And of all the offensive lines, we expected theirs to be okay,
at least average. Yeah,
if they're that bad, it's going to be a very bad season. But Tet will probably still eat. It's just all the the Legette shares, the Coker shares, probably the Hubbard shares, and Dowdle are probably kind of in the tank. If that offensive line continues to play that way. And as you said, Jacksonville has spent high capital at the defensive line position. They do have Josh Hines-Allen. They have that tackle they took as well, 3 years ago. They do have talent there. They haven't been really good, but maybe they're like Heinz Allen is awesome.
Yeah.
And that I can't remember the other guy, the tackle. I can't remember his name, but they took him very early. Maybe it's another end, but they've spent some capital up there.
No, they
sometimes
have. It just hasn't looked good.
Yeah, and sometimes it takes those players a couple of years to really like hit their stride. Like maybe that's what's happening. I doubt it, but maybe that's what's happening.
And maybe and honestly, I can't remember who they brought in as their defense coordinator. Sometimes that's what it takes is a new coach.
That's true. Yeah. So. All right, on to Jacksonville.
Wow. I mean, they ran the hell out of the ball. Lawrence, some questionable things we'll get to.
Carolina's rush defense does not look any better than it did last year.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, ETN was just shredding them.
James Conner this week, everybody. James Conner. I don't know about you. So like, do you do like the Battle Royale style stuff? I have James Conner as my RB2. I'm not taking him there because I don't want 100%. But like in my actual ranks, like I actually have McBride and Conner at like 5 and 6.
Well, that's the thing. Like usually I don't try and like take two guys from the same team, but we'll get to the Cardinals in a bit. But
yeah,
McBride and Marvin Harrison obviously have great matchups as well.
Yeah.
And Kyler should be very live. So Carolina's defense looks to be quite the juicy matchup. Target.
Yeah, yes, it does.
But no, I mean, we got to give credit to ETN. They mixed in all four backs, which was interesting. Of course, they trade Bigsby after the game. But LaQuint Allen actually played more than Tootin. Now I'm sure that changes some, but they used multiple wide receiver runs with Thomas and De'Ami Brown. They showed their creativity there. Lawrence, it was disappointing, I'll say. I will say that interception where he was throwing to Hunter was open. If he gets that, the defender made a great play on that. If he gets that over the defender, that's a 70 or 60-yard touchdown for Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, so I will say, like, and you were talking about Lawrence in that, like, for that one, that was a miss. Every single time he threw it to Brian Thomas, their timing was off. Like it's like they haven't played together ever. Like it looked so bad. And I mean, it's 7 targets, 1 reception, and like two or three of them, like Thomas was just. There was one where he was like down the sideline, like pretty wide open.
Oh, I know. There was openings for Lawrence to have a monster game, and it just didn't happen.
And like this has been. Like I was a big T-Law believer coming out, and like ever since, like every year in the NFL, this is what it's been. He cannot hit the deep outside passes for some reason. He just can't seem to connect on those, and the things in front of him he can kind of do okay at, which is why Brenton Strange looked awesome.
Strange looked good. De'Ami Brown looked good. Hunter, like I said, that could have been an even bigger game. But very interesting that he led the team in targets.
Especially with the usage because they only used him in the slot. So they only used him in 3.
I think.
Yeah, they only used him in 3 wide receiver sets.
Yeah,
64%. So I mean, number one, that's a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. Mm-hmm. But De'Ami. They were using him in like some gadget plays. They gave him an end around on a first down run. They used him to come down and block quite a bit. Like they're going like De'Ami Brown's going to be on the field a lot this year.
Yeah, agreed.
And LaQuint Allen looked really good whenever he got his chance. I knew it was a matter of time that something happened between ETN and Bigsby. I gambled the wrong way. But so, what I was asking people yesterday, talk about bags for a minute. Like, I have 18.6% Bigsby or Tootin and 16.5% Will Shipley. Should I be happy? It's just-
Well,
what?
I think the concerning thing is, Tootin, one, Shipley, you got it at such a low
Yeah.
price. He only needs a couple weeks to pay off.
Yeah, I think because of price, I think I am.
Like
but it's kind of funny
because to your point, like Quentin Allen, Tootin, as long as ETN stays healthy, Tootin's role might be very, game script dependent. Because I just think LaQuint Allen is going to earn a role as well. So
I will say something on the ETN thing, and I'm being a hater, but like it was a bunch of one cut run stuff. He read the right thing, but like he was getting 10 yards outfield before he got like even looked at.
Oh, sure.
Like I don't think it mattered who was in there. Like if it was Tootin, it would have been the same line. If it was Bigsby, it would have been the same line. If it was LaQuint, like I don't think it really mattered, but he did look fast and decisive. And the decisiveness is something that he's been missing.
Agreed. And
so,
the other, and I think I only ended up 8-9% on ETN, but he is a weapon in the passing game. He's going to be involved in the passing game. Or I just don't know if Tootin will have that role. Like of the three remaining backs, he's probably the worst in the passing game.
I'll agree to that. And like Brian Thomas, like he still kind of got he got a not dead number, like still not a usable week, but not a dead number because of a random rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Like that he stole from I think that was Tootin's one drive, wasn't it? Like Tootin went down. I think that was the drive Tootin went down the field and got a couple carries.
Well, I thought it was on,
or was it Bigsby's?
I thought it was ETN. It was wasn't it after the 71-yard run from ETN?
Well, so it was after the ETN big run, they brought in Tootin for a couple plays, and so like they rested because he ran the 71-yard. They put Tootin in, and Tootin made a couple pretty good runs, and then on second down they did the end around, I believe, or whatever, or third down or whatever. I think it was second that they did the end around. But yeah, Brenton Strange and Travis Hunter in full PPR monsters probably. I do like Brian Thomas's matchup this week. I'm gonna bite again.
Me too.
Another matchup. They play the Bengals. We just seen the Browns have 3 or 4 players with 60+ yards against the Bengals defense in the receiving game. I think you can scroll down for Hunter. I think Brenton Strange is a really good pick. I think Brian Thomas is good. The Army Brown's probably too cute, but like it will be very rare if you have it, and he will be on the field. If he put this up with a touchdown, it's probably still not really good enough to get you to the top, right? So, but like Hunter, like he was very close to breaking that one, or he was open. And Brian Thomas Jr., we all know that he has that ability. So I do like him for next week.
Yeah.
On to the Raiders and the Patriots. Raiders, Ashton Genty, 19 carries, 38 yards. I don't think he got to the line of scrimmage once without being touched. He did make a couple pretty good gashing plays, but like he was just bottled up the entire game. He got a couple receptions and got bottled up on those as well. Like he did get a touchdown, so like he had 10 points or something. Like so his usage was very high. But yeah,
it would have been 11 points on underdog.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers. Like I told somebody to start Kyle Pitts over Jacoby Myers. It was tied in premium, so I think they actually got very close.
Yeah,
it was probably close. It was probably within 2 or 3 points either way. Hey, thanks for popping in, Best Ball and Call. So, yeah, Jacoby Myers, like, revenge game, basically. He had 6 catches by halftime. Brock Bowers ended up going out of the game with an injury, but they didn't use him. Like, we'll go down to the usage real quick. The Brock Bowers usage, yes, he went out, I think, in the third quarter, like middle of the third quarter or whatever, but they didn't use him. I think he was only like 60% snap share in the first half. And whatever they came out of from halftime. Oh, I do want to say on the Jacksonville Carolina game, going back to that, Carolina looked a lot better before the weather delay too. Like after the weather delay came out, that's when all the high snaps and stuff started happening. And like they seemed a lot more disoriented than the Jaguars did at that point on offense and defense. So I did want to kind of mention that I do think that kind of played a part. Like I don't know what would have looked better, but I like because it didn't look good at all. Like it didn't look great before that, but it did kind of look even worse after that.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah. So Jacoby 94% snap share, Thornton 60%. That's pretty good for a rookie week 1. Michael Mayer 63%. He was mixing in with Bowers at 50% rate, and Bowers had an okay start, but not a great start. And then after halftime, they're like, let's just get Bowers involved, and he just dominated that drive. Like himself, he just dominated the drive, and then he went out hurt. Didn't come back in, but like this was on 60% snaps for the game. 8 for 5 for 103. Like maybe you should get the ball to your best player. Like maybe that's what you should do. Geno Smith looked awesome.
He did.
Like the Raiders' offensive line, like we were talking here, they were bad. Like there was players in his face every single throw, basically every throw, all 24 attempt or completions for 361. That is insane.
Yeah. No, it was a great game by Geno. I thought, like you said, Myers and Bowers both looked very good. Trey Tucker, only the 2 catches, but the touchdown was nice. Mayer got involved, but that was also with the Bowers injury.
Jack Besh got involved.
Yeah, I think he only had 4 snaps, but he got,
4 snaps. Yep. Which you would think that when Bowers went out, he would get a few more snaps.
Yeah.
The catch happened, I think, in the second quarter, first or second quarter. It happened early in the game.
So, it was early, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of weird. But Michael Mayer is worth a pickup in leagues now. Like they're gonna use 2 tight ends. They're gonna use it a lot. So Michael Mayer probably even startable if it's a deep league, like a 14-man league in a flex spot or something.
Yeah. Especially a tight end premium league.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so they looked like their offensive line. No, the Patriots did. They went out and got a bunch of defensive talent. And Mike Vrabel's there now, so it could just be that their defensive line is going to be that much better this year. And it could just be that the Raiders' offensive line is that bad. That this is one that we'll know in a couple weeks for sure which one it was.
Agreed.
Right? So on to the Patriots. What did you see?
I mean, this was a bit of a weird one.
Yes, it was.
So let me start. I'll just go in order. Like the running game, non-existent. I mean, Henderson had the one nice 14-yard run. Outside of that, the entire running game was bad. I'm surprised they didn't try and utilize May a little bit more in this department.
Me too.
And I will give the Raiders defense some credit for they got some good pressure on May. That did very well against the run. May in general, I don't think I don't think we can say it's comparable to say Bryce Young's game. But he is very up and down. I'll say that. I think you saw some promise with some throws, and then there are others where he definitely wanted back. And
He,
just
he
very
he looked like a young player.
yeah
Is what he like.
yeah
I mean, I think I heard today that he's only played 40 games since college, like including all of his college career. So like,
yeah
because he didn't play like a full like college career, he's still very
mhm,
young and still pretty new to the position. Um,
yeah.
so they're like, I like you said, I'm surprised he didn't run more.
Mhm.
Very surprised he did not run more.
Yeah, and so the other interesting things, like Stevenson played more than Henderson, but Henderson, obviously had the 6 catches and looked better all around. I'll be interested to see how that snap share goes going forward. Yeah, the
Which
Pats offensive line had some penalties, some clear
yeah,
mistakes.
Will
Um,
Campbell struggled in his first start.
yeah,
He a lot. He very much struggled, for sure. So,
agreed.
which snaps there were you curious
Uh,
on? The wide
uh,
receivers.
no, Stevenson. Well, there's a couple things to talk about, and might as well talk about it here while you have it on.
Yeah,
The Stevenson versus Henderson, 65-35. Henderson was more impactful in his 35 snaps because he had the 6 targets plus the better run.
yeah,
Um, the real interesting thing is, of course, Kayshon Boutte will get to that 100 yards,
yeah,
but he had 82% snaps. Steph Diggs only 41% of the snaps, and he had like just as many like 8 targets. So I think
yeah.
that's very promising as he gets more healthy.
Right, and I think that's a design thing. Like,
Yeah.
hey, he's 32, coming off an ACL injury. There's no reason to take him out there and to like to ruin it early. Like,
Yeah.
because like even if the Patriots don't have a winning team this year, that like their main goal is to make Drake May ready for next year, no matter what.
Mhm.
Like I think that if you would ask them, like if you'd ask Vrabel, like in a I can't say anything situation, he'd be like, "Yeah, we can't win the Super Bowl this year."
Oh, yeah.
I could they be a playoff team and maybe sneak a win in or something? You probably maybe, like not with the way the offensive line played, but like they want Diggs there to help develop May.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Uh, Kyle Williams at 10%. That not really shocking based off of the reports coming out of camp and all that.
Yeah.
And it's a rookie thing. Like a lot of the rookies are going to be very low on
Mhm.
this, and that goes up throughout the season as well.
Yeah. And, like I know there were some people who were big on Kayshon Boutte. I didn't draft much of him, but
I
he definitely was good. I thought Diggs was good, and Hunter Henry I thought was really good.
Yeah, I took a bunch of booty in big board. And then by a bunch, I mean like 5% because
Yeah,
he was undrafted. You know, uh,
yeah. And you mentioned earlier the Pop Douglas 7 targets, 2 catches, one per touchdown for two
negative 4
yards,
yard,
and then
negative.
one for -4 yards.
Like just epic stuff there.
Yeah.
And it burned me so bad. Like he dropped a ball that was like right to him, wide open. Like May didn't have a lot of really good throws, and one of his best throws, Demario Douglas, just completely dropped.
Yeah.
Like he wide open with room to run, beat his defender. The ball was actually placed on time. Like yeah, um,
Well, and I mean, it's interesting. I know it wasn't all Pop Douglas's fault, but he gets 7 targets, only catches 2 of them. You look at that's 5 missed targets. That's essentially what the top 4 guys did combined:
I mean
Boutte, Diggs, Henderson, and Henry.
like yeah,
Just
yeah.
about. I mean, it was like 6 or 7 total, but
Yeah,
yeah,
Diggs missed one, Booty missed two.
yeah,
Henry was 50%. So like if you remove
yeah,
Henry and you make it Stevenson, yeah, it would be the same or less. But like Henry, like Hunter Henry, he's just really good.
Yeah.
And
Like I think we saw, a couple years ago, 3 years ago, I guess was Josh McDaniels. That was Hunter Henry's best year, 9 touchdowns. I think he's going to be heavily involved. Yeah, 93%. Like,
yeah,
he
and
just wasn't leaving the field.
like because last year Austin Hooper snuck in a bunch of touchdowns at the end of the
Yeah.
year, and like Hunter Henry, like it was kind of the snap share was a lot closer.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mike Vrabel knows who his best player is.
Yeah,
There.
I think the interesting thing will be going forward, like what happens as Diggs gets more involved. Where do those snaps come from? Keyshawn Boutte? Do they come from Mac Hollins? Because partly Mac Hollins, yeah, he played a lot, but many of those were the runs. So
he had a ball that got sailed on him that he got open.
yeah.
Something I do want to say. I think it was on Penix. There was a couple quarterbacks who like continually threw the ball short, and Penix was one. Like he had a couple of balls that, like it's like he threw it just a little short on some of those. But and there the next game though there's another one, but Drake May seemed to sail balls a little more than throwing them short. So like I would rather the guy be more aggressive and like not getting the ball. It's a lot easier. Like Bryce Young was short on a lot of throws. That's how you get interceptions. Throwing it too deep, it's a little harder to have those interceptions. And at least in my eyes. And like I do think that Drake May will he's going to make mistakes, and not all those sacks were completely on his offensive line. There was one or two that he scrambled out and tried to reset, and then he waited too long and didn't run. There was at least one of those. So,
yeah, no, I agree.
But yeah, Travion flashed as much as he could in the situations they had. All right. Now, hold on. Why not? Let me look at something real quick. Okay, that's the next game. 2 games away. I was seeing the Commanders game. I thought that was the next one, but it wasn't. I'm just going across the top.
Yeah,
at
no
NFL.com. Arizona and the Saints. So Arizona has 3 pieces of offense, and all 3 pieces are really good. Actually, I can't hate on Trey Benson anymore. Like
that was a good run.
No, I mean it wasn't even just that run. He actually had a couple plays where he made some people miss in the backfield, and he made positive yards out of a bad situation.
Yeah, agreed.
So he actually looked good. The 12 versus 8. I haven't even looked at the snap share on this game yet. I'm going to guess it's closer 65-35, I guess. 65-33.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that and then Trey McBride 97, Shocker Harrison 89, Michael Wilson 67, didn't do anything with it. Zay Jones 47, Elijah Higgins. I like Elijah Higgins as a player. I know he's not a good fantasy asset, but Michael Wilson 4 targets, 1 catch, 5 yards. I just don't. And I believe I don't know if he had a drop, but Connor was still the guy in the red zone, but it looks like there was it did, and it definitely looked like that for sure. But it also I do think Trey Benson's better for the outside, and their interior run blocking didn't seem that good versus the Saints. And it might just be that the Saints defensive front is good, because against the Broncos in that last week of the preseason, where the Broncos started all their guys, the Saints kind of dominated the line of scrimmage in that game too.
Yeah.
So maybe for the future, that's something I'm interested in. How do the Saints defensive front 4 look going forward? Because that's 2 games in a row that they kind of clogged up the middle pretty well. And Cameron Jordan's a problem. Like,
yeah.
But yeah,
No,
Trey McBride doing Trey McBride things. Once again, falls down at the 4-yard line. Got an ankle tackle at the 4-yard line, and then was wide open on the James Conner shovel pass, and they shoveled it to Conner instead of giving it to Trey McBride. Pretty hilarious, like just hilarious stuff.
Yeah, it's like a bit at this point.
Yeah, it really is. Like both of them were open, to be honest. Like the touchdown happened, so it doesn't matter. But he was wide open, and I'm sure the play design was to Conner there. So, like, but it looked hilarious. But yeah, like Marvin Harrison and Kyler seemed to actually beat. Like Kyler threw on timing a couple of times, which is something we have not seen from him in a while.
Yeah,
that to me is huge. Like, and I only ended up with like 3.5 to 4% Marvin Harrison. I took a lot more there at the end whenever he's going to the 3-4 turn. I'm moving him way up in all of my weekly stuff, like especially like this week. I pretty much want one of Marvin Harrison, McBride, or Conner in every slate this week if possible. I don't know if you're going to go that way, or I feel pretty good about that.
No, it like you said, it's a very condensed offense. And the other thing I'll say is, one, Kyler was under pressure. Some of it his own creation, but the Kyler came into this game. We got that report that he was sick and not 100%.
Yeah, I stopped taking McBride in the dailies when I heard that. I'm like, because Kyler looked bad when he walked in too.
Yeah. Like
he looked like he must have got some go juice or something.
But he scrambled well in this game. That's something we've been missing from Kyler the last couple of years.
He looked really good at it too. Like he looked super fast and real decisive when he did it.
So no, I think the Cardinals have some sneaky offensive upside with those few guys.
All right, let's answer this question real quick. PPR, prioritize these waiver claim. Hollywood, QJ, Booty. If Worthy's going to be out very long, like there's a chance he plays this week. There's a chance he gets surgery and is out for 4 weeks. If Worthy's out, I think you take Hollywood. If we find out before then. If not, I think Q. I don't know. Like Hollywood.
I'd probably lean that order: Hollywood, QJ, Boutte. Just because the thing that I worry about with Kayshawn is as Diggs gets more involved, Kyle Williams could eat into him later in the year. So I definitely worry about that. And with Hollywood, he's probably, even when late in the season, when Worthy's back, when races, he's still going to be out there in 3 wide sets, So that'd be the way I would do it.
And like with QJ as well, like I've been in on QJ the whole, which as much as I've talked up QJ, like I still only have like 6%, but like he still has KLS and Trey Harris that could work in behind him as well. I feel a lot like if you need him like right now, it might be. I haven't looked at the schedules. KC has pretty rough schedule to start because we play the Eagles and then we play the Giants on Monday night, and then I think the Ravens. So I could see us like maybe we have to score a bunch, and maybe Hollywood's really good, but like I don't know. And QJ, like I don't think QJ is going to get like another 2-touchdown game this week or anything. And not that he's a bad play, but in full PPR, I do think Hollywood is the play right now as well.
Agreed.
All right, on to the Saints. Kamara, got a decent amount, but they were Kendre Miller in quite a bit. Right?
Yeah, not really. I didn't think so. Because Kamara had 79% of the snap.
Oh, wow. He only had 15%?
Yeah,
they had 75 snaps?
Yeah.
Well, like Kendre, like he got a bunch of runs though. Like on that one drive, he looked really good. Yeah, he only played 11 snaps, got 5 carries. So that's interesting. That's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say, all the runners ran the ball pretty well. Neal only had a couple snaps. He had 2 carries. Um, Kamara, the disappointing thing is only the 2 targets. I don't, I know people are pointing to, Kellen Moore this, Kellen Moore that with, his historical target share, but I feel like some of that is game script dependent. You had the Austin Eckler filled year. Last year, obviously with the Barkley, they just didn't throw, honestly, Hurts has never thrown to the back. So I just don't know. I think people are maybe extrapolate that too much. Kamara is too much of a weapon for, my guess is 2 targets ends up being his lowest game of the year, would be my guess.
I would guess so too. And Juwan Johnson, so what do you think about Rattler? I think he played pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't think he looked great. He had a good game for Spencer Rattler, is what I'll say.
I will say, it's by far he looked so much better than he did last year. Last year was just not even functional.
And to be honest, they should have tied the game. Juwan Johnson dropped that ball.
Agreed.
Spencer Rattler made the game tying throw. Assuming
it was a quality enough throw for sure.
And Shaheed did okay in full PPR. Olave, I think, went to the medical tent twice.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 times. He was continually in the medical tent. Some things never change. Him and Waddle, always going off the field. One of them was a hit to the head, which was kind of scary. Or it felt like a hit to the head, at least.
Yeah.
I watched the condensed game, so it doesn't show what they were looking at. So but yeah, I would agree that that's going to be the lowest target rate of the season, and maybe it's Spencer Rattler. Maybe how did Spencer Rattler? I guess he played with Kamara last year and targeted
a little bit,
so.
Because Kamara missed last 3.5 games. But yeah, I think
yeah, over whatever it is. I'm taking the over.
Slam the over.
Slam the over.
But no, I mean, there's definitely some promise with these Saints. Their weapons are actually good. It's just, can Rattler sustain it enough, or when Tyler Shoup gets in there, that just becomes the question. I thought the other thing, I'll give the Saints credit, and we shouldn't be surprised because they spent a first rounder on it. I thought the offensive line looked good.
Yeah, no, they did. And speaking of first rounders, somebody who should have been a first rounder, Will Johnson, was pretty dominant in his first NFL game.
Mm-hmm.
Will Johnson was crushing the whole game. I've not seen a rookie corner look that good this early since Sauce.
Yeah.
It was an impressive performance. Makes you wonder why he fell. And people during the draft were why is he falling? I thought he was going to go top 20 for sure.
Yeah.
And then he falls to the middle, early to middle second. That's pretty wild.
Agreed.
Yeah. So Juwan Johnson, absolute target hog, went undrafted in about half of your best ball.
Crazy.
He. Speaking of Johnsons, in 2 games, we're going to get to the other Johnson who did not have a good game. It is not Johnson and Johnson anymore. There's just one. So on to the next game. This one is very, very interesting. I thought this was the second game that the winning team didn't really deserve it at all. I do think it was lit. To me, it was just Aaron Rodgers pulling out the doing the 10 years ago stuff that he used to do, to where he got completely crushed the entire game and then just made a random, just winging the ball downfield kind of throw that just worked over and over and over again. The Jets completely dominated the Steelers on the Steelers defense. I don't know if it's how good the Jets' offense was, if it's that Fields knew the defense really well. I don't know what exactly entailed, if the defense is just going to be worse. But one thing that we do know is that Kenneth Gainwell was in there on the first drive.
And he played more total snaps.
Yeah. I was getting ready to look at that. He played 54% of the snaps. Jalen Warren 45%. Caleb Johnson 4%. And did he actually get in at running back?
Mm-hmm.
I know I missed the 2 snaps he got in at running back. Did he have a carry?
He did.
I missed it.
I think it was for
okay.
2. Yeah, but
he is their kickoff returner, which that surprises me. I do not view him as a kickoff return style player. Like I was like, and he fumbled one of them. So I don't know, man. Like that is not what I would want my team to have as a kickoff returner. And like I know I've hated on Caleb Johnson as a prospect before, but like that was never in his wheelhouse. I don't. Did he ever do that in college? I don't remember.
I don't recall it.
I don't recall it. Like maybe I missed that, but I don't recall that. Like Calvin Austin was a fine returner, right? Like he did it last year, if I remember right. Yeah. He had some pretty good returns. Like maybe they just want to get the guy they spent the capital on the ball somehow. And just to see, and hopefully he doesn't turn into Dylan Lobby. DK Metcalf looked really good. He ran more than 2 routes, which is a shocker. Like if he has an expanded route tree this year, it could be a big year. Jonnu, 5 receptions, 15 yards, but he did get that touchdown. It was a really good run after the catch.
Yeah.
Calvin Austin looked awesome. Was Roman Wilson out of the game?
Or no, what? He played a little bit. I think he and Skronik played about the same.
All right. Okay. Okay. Roman Wilson 18. So 10 snaps. Ben. Okay. So like, I kind of bit in on him later. Like in big board, I was in on Calvin Austin, and then during camp, it kind of sounded like they liked him a lot more. Kind of curious, like what all happened there.
Me too. I mean, Calvin Austin played well. I will be interested to see if Roman Wilson can, start to earn more targets. They are in 2 tight end sets a lot because Washington played, the third tight end Washington played a fair amount, mainly as a blocker. Jonnu had a lot of like schemed up targets. Frymuth's got more like earned targets, I'd say. But combined that 9 targets between the 2 of them. I thought DK played well.
He looked really good after the catch. And did he ever really look that good after the catch before? Like
not really.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a DK fan, so I'm asking because I know I can be biased.
Like, he had that one screen that he bursted for like 30 yards, 20 yards, something like that.
Yeah, he took the corner on a couple times on like flat routes and stuff, like the routes right over the middle. Yeah, he's never really ran those.
There was one crosser where Rodgers had to buy a little time, and he found him. I think it was a 3rd down, and that's just something. You just typically did not see DK do in the past. Yeah, and
I mean, if he expand, like I have very, very little DK Metcalf, but if he's going to play like that, if that's going to be the way that they're going to use him, and if he's like he's still very stiff because of his body style in those, but he's huge. Like if they want to use him like Deebo Samuel, they could use him like Deebo, right? Like he's got the body style to do something like that, but he's never shown that he was able to do it. Yeah, but he also was never asked to do that. So, Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu, both a big part of the offense. We kind of expected that to happen. Shocker. Shocker, Arthur Smith, loves tight ends. Aaron Rodgers played a phenomenal game, but yeah, like the Steelers defense,
that was trouble. Like they did not play well at all.
like so on to the Jets. I don't know about you, but I've also like a low owned guy in the dailies that I'm taking now is Brees Hall. Like, man, Brees, he looked like the top pick, that like the number one running back of the class that he was before. Yeah. Like last year, he never really looked smooth, but man, like behind the line of scrimmage, there was a couple times that he should have been tackled, and he just kind of glided away from it and then bursted right after for huge gains. And when Braylon Allen got the ball, he had a couple okay runs, but like he had no wiggle and like but I will say I'm glad to be involved in both of those guys because that run game is going to be insane all season.
Yeah, and the one knock for Hall is, of course, anytime it got near the goal line, it was either Fields or Allen, you know.
Yeah, so but Brees is going to score some of those 40-yard touchdowns this year. Like if that run game looks anything like that, and this is the Steelers defense, like maybe they're a lot worse, but even a worse Steelers defense, like that's still TJ Watt and all those players that they have. Derek Harmon was out this game, their rookie first round pick. So and that was something they did kind of need, was a defensive tackle that could stop the run a little bit, but it wasn't really ever to the tackle spot. It was usually on the outside, more towards like, I don't know if they were outside zone plays, but a lot of them were like kind of like looked more like the design was kind of like a toss sweep, but they weren't sweeps. Like, but that's kind of where the ball went. And yeah, I think we're going to see several big games from Brees Hall this year.
No, I agree. And Fields, this is who we thought he was. Like he's maybe the most efficient he's ever been throwing the ball.
He looked awesome good. Throwing,
but still has that crazy stat where he's never won a game where the opponent scored 21 points or something like that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't his fault. I mean, like you said, Rodgers had a great game. They had a 57 and a 60-yard field goal. Steelers won, you know, due to their special teams and Rodgers, basically.
Yeah.
It's actually interesting because we thought this was going to be a defensive slugfest, Jets and Steelers, and neither one. Jets' run defense was good, but that's about it.
So the best thing is, do you know what the over-under was for the game?
Oh, like 37, right?
Yeah, it was 37.5. Both teams got within a touchdown.
Yeah,
above the over-under for the game by themselves. Like that is some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
like nobody expected this. But yeah, like Brees Hall versus the Bills this week, that feels very, very good. And Justin Fields versus the Bills feels very, very good. Like one of those two, I could see one of those two being the top play this week. I don't know if you kind of view that the same way.
I mean, I'd probably be more in the field side just because, particularly if we're talking like underdog, touchdowns matter. And yeah, maybe Hall will burst a 40-yard touchdown or a 20-yard touchdown. But if he doesn't, you know, his stat line on underdog is, what was it? You know, and he had a ton of yards. He had 150 some yards, 2 catches. So that's 16 points. That's not nothing, but yeah, you know, like any running back who gets a touch, like James Conner didn't have near the number of yards and he had like 13 points just because he got a touchdown.
Yeah. The Bills defense is really bad at tackling in the secondary though.
Yeah.
And they have been for a while.
Yeah.
Like I just think that like there's a high chance that like Brees breaks one of those. And like if he doesn't, then it's going to be Fields getting there in the end zone.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so I think like I don't want to take both of them together.
No.
But I kind of like one or the other on a lot of the teams.
I like Fields a lot. Like Hall, I'm just a little bit more leery on just because I think
I could see that.
I think Henry is a different animal than Brees Hall, you know.
I will say I've only taken Brees on drafters where you could start 3 running backs.
And drafters is a little different with the full point PPR because
right.
he only had 2 catches, but he was out there running routes. He could have had like 5 or 6 catches, you know.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen, but I ended up getting 7th in the mini.
I did see that. That was awesome.
Yeah, first. That's the first time I because this is only the second year I've really played like anything like that, and last year I just kind of dabbled with it, and I only put 11 entries in. So, and there are people with like 70, 80 because you can go to 80 entries on that. Some people just auto it.
Yeah,
which is great. I love it. Anything like Garrett Wilson, what did you take away from that?
Yeah, I mean, had a massive target share. I the touchdown was really nice and really good throw by Fields as well. I don't think it's sustainable. Obviously, like I don't think he's going to have a 40% target share.
Yeah,
but they did a good job keeping him open.
I will say that second catch, like I don't know how he doesn't score. Like he literally stopped.
Yeah.
Like he stopped to throw a stiff arm backwards. Like what was he thinking? If he just dove forward, it was a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like cause he got tackled at the 2-yard line when he pretty much stopped to try to throw a stiff arm backwards when he was 2 yards away from the end zone. Like I don't understand that. Like it should have been an absolutely dominant performance by Garrett Wilson. I mean, it still was. Like he still dominated the game.
Yeah.
But like fantasy wise, like he pretty much just gave away another touchdown to Fields, right? Like because Fields got the rushing touchdown there.
Yeah. No, definitely.
All right, on to this game, and let's start. I almost just closed the entire tab instead of like the entire window instead of the tab. That would have sucked because I have like 5 windows open. I have all the other ones that we're getting to open. I've been opening them as we talk. Okay, so Giants. Let's go to Snapshare. Scadaboo didn't have that many, but the ones he got, like he made an impact on almost every play he was in.
Yeah.
He got the goal line touchdown or the goal line touch. Absolute dominance by the Commanders' defensive line the entire game. This is another one. If the Commanders' defensive line is actually that good, and it's not just that, like they're an absolute force this year. Andrew Thomas did not play in this game.
Yeah.
That is huge. It's probably the Giants' offensive line just was not good. They weren't great last year, and their best player was hurt again this year for this game. So I'm going to go with that. But Scadaboo on like his first NFL snap, they put him in the game and had him do the block. And something that was very negative on him coming out of college was he always had the willingness to block, but he'd always like leave his feet when he'd go to block. He actually anchored down and put a really big block in. And it was one of the very few throws that Russell Wilson had the entire game that was good. Russell Wilson looked horrendous.
Yeah.
Like everything was underthrown. Like he was the king of underthrows. Neighbors was not happy. 12 targets, only 5 receptions. He did have one that kind of went through his hands, but it was really high. Like it was a very, very high ball, and somebody was hitting him from behind. So like I kind of, I'm fine with that. But Wandale did Wandale things, but Russ, like he did not look good at all.
No.
Like, and I do think that, like, if it doesn't look better next week, like, I don't think we're going to see Dart until like week 5 or 6. Like, even like, I don't think they'll put Dart out there until Andrew Thomas is back.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
Like, there's no reason if it is that bad and it continues to be that bad, and it better, like, for Russell Wilson's sake, it better get better quick. And I bet he would be the first one to tell you that. Like,
Mhm.
He did not play a good game. Now their offensive line was also not existent, but he had no ability to be able to move out of the pressure. He had one scramble that was okay. Like how he had 44 yards rushing. Like I don't. It doesn't feel like he should have. Uh, like one of like it doesn't. It also feels like he had a long the long of 15 is wrong, but maybe he had two that was 15 or something. But Russell Wilson with 8 attempts, 44 yards, but anytime it was all him scrolling looping out. And a
Yeah.
lot of the time where he went to loop out, he just like I thought he took more sacks than that, but yeah.
Well, there were a couple that were called back on penalty. Washington had a
Okay.
ton of penalties. Washington, I think, like 12
10.
penalties, something like
Okay,
that.
12.
I mean, some were on their offense as well. It wasn't like all defensive.
Where are the penalties here?
They should be there. Yeah, 12 for 89, Washington.
12 for 89, Washington. Got it.
So I can think of at least one, if not two, sacks that got called back due to penalty.
Okay. Yeah. And so Tyrone Tracy didn't look good either. Like he did have all this carries, but it was going to be hard for anybody to look good because their offensive line was that bad. I will say that Scadaboo looked like a natural receiver.
Yes.
He that is the one thing you and I were very big on is that it's his first game in the NFL. He got the goal line touch, and it was so bad. There were all four offensive linemen are lost, and all four defenders were in the backfield on that.
He technically got tackled by his offensive lineman. That's who hit him first.
Yeah, because he turned around. The guy was facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
And hit Scadaboo. I guess he watched the Friday night game and thought that Kelsey had a really good play and decided to try to take out his own man. That's kind of what it looked like happened there.
But no, I'm with you on Russ and the Giants in general. They just look bad. They top to bottom. Slayton only gets one target. Theo Johnson, like you said, we thought this was either Johnson or Johnson 18th round clicks, and
it's Johnson. It's not this one. He had 3 targets. He's the only one that all 3 targets were actually right to him.
Yeah,
and he dropped 2 of them.
He dropped 2 of them.
Everybody else, Wandale made a couple really good catches to have this 8 for 6. Neighbors, just everything looked bad. The ones he caught were just Malik Neighbors being insane. They weren't even good throws. Like
you said, that one where Scadaboo got the block, that was the best Russ to Neighbors or best Russ ball I think we saw all game.
Yeah, it was. It was the only
Neighbors just torched his guy. I can't remember what defender was on him, but he absolutely shredded him. Left him just totally left Neighbors wide open, and Giants couldn't do that anymore.
There was another play where Neighbors was wide open down the field, kind of like Terry was, and he just got missed. And if it's only once, what happened with Daniels, he missed the one throw.
Yeah.
And that was was that Terry's? Terry barely got involved in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been a major factor if that was completed, but that was the only one Daniels did that on. That's whenever your quarterback does that over and over again, it's hard for a player of the talent of Neighbors to be happy in that situation.
Yeah.
So, and Neighbors, one of the veteran quarterbacks who didn't have to deal with this exact thing, right? You were the one that kept pounding about that.
No. I mean, Neighbors at the Super Bowl said, because somebody was like, "Oh, what rookie quarterback do you think you'll get?" And he was like, "Rookie."
Yeah. So, on to your Commanders. What did you take away?
So, I mean, there was a lot. I think they dominated the game, but honestly, they left a lot of points on the field, I thought.
They did.
Again, some with the penalties. That one, and it was a penalty right before half where Jaden scrambles and he gets up, and instead of clocking it and taking the field goal, he tries to run a play, and then he throws a intentional grounding. That was
by the way, that intentional grounding, I have I'm very big on intentional grounding, and like they should call way more things intentional grounding than they do. That to me wasn't even that bad. And the fact that Tom Brady was on air talking about how bad it was is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. That man continually threw the ball away in situations with people all around him, and it was never called. And he called like that was that game, right?
Yeah, yeah. No,
And like, like, and yes, was it probably an intentional grounding? Probably. But the fact that Brady was on the cast just calling it out, like he was so bad about just chucking the ball way into the stands
yeah,
over and over again. And like he's in there saying that that needed to be grounding. It was never once called on him. Never once. Like, and that's like I actually like Brady.
yeah,
I'm not even a hater. Like I'm just a realist about that. Like he continually done that. And the fact that he called that out got like it bothered me. Like it just
yeah. No,
sorry,
I mean
had a
that
tangent
is
there.
like I think Brady's right with the rule. I also think you're right in the sense that Brady got away with a lot as well.
Yeah,
Because as soon as it happened, I was like, that's a penalty. Like I was watching with my friend, I was like, that's a
yeah,
penalty.
yeah,
You
and
can't.
it should have been.
Yeah,
I just didn't like Brady calling it out.
yeah.
Like,
No, I can understand that.
yeah,
Overall, like Washington ran the hell out of the ball. Like it, yeah,
it
obviously we'll
really
get
did.
to Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt in a second, but across the board, I mean, not in Daniels, of course, the touchdown run to Debo. I mean, damn, did Debo look good in this game?
He did.
Um,
He looked so good. He looked so good. By the way, Hartman's hot take for the week, and I haven't figured it up yet. He might have hit it. He's a Debo Samuel top 3 wide receiver. He was close.
he was very close.
I don't know if he got to 3, but I mean, I'm going to probably consider it a win. Like,
Yeah,
uh, yeah,
yeah. No, I mean, Debo was awesome in this game, and like I think it was a fair call because obviously you can see it in snap shares. Like McLaurin last year, McLaurin played like 90% of snaps. He played, 80%. Same with roughly the same with Debo, but Noah Brown played under 50%. Him coming back from an injury, so it just made sense. McLaurin and Noah Brown not 100%. Not a clear running back one. So yeah, Debo is going to be involved. So yeah, I think that was a great call and definitely.
What do you think of the healthy scratch Chris Rodriguez?
That that surprised me, obviously, considering the comments by Dan Quinn and honestly the coaching staff. Like, I don't know if you saw Cliff Kingsbury was asked on like Friday or Saturday, like, oh, what do you make of all the hype around Bill?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, it surprises us or something.
Yeah,
Now
I see that.
to JCM's credit, when he got in there, he had that big run. He had like he looked good.
They were. I'm not ready to say I'm completely wrong on him yet because he could be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But man, every one of those was like very well blocked. Like every single one of those. But I will say, like, when he got the ball and took off, it looked as fluid as like Brees looked. Like it just looked fluid. Like yes, the blocking was absolutely there, but like when he took off, it looked pretty.
Yeah.
Like
Um, you know, no, I agree. It is tough because, and you just showed it. Like you only had 25% of the snap share.
yeah,
How
it's
sustainable?
33, I think.
Oh, was it 33?
Yeah, it was 33. Yeah, 33.
Okay,
And
33.
Eckler 47.
Yeah, but like McNichols had 19%.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, like the Chris Rodriguez being a healthy scratch, and like there was a couple healthy scratches this week that kind of shocked me. Like in a game we'll get to later, Jarquez Hunter, like being a healthy scratch is kind of wild. Jaden Blue, we didn't even cover that. He was a
though that
scratch.
wasn't how much of that was a healthy scratch because he's coming off an ankle injury.
They said he was a healthy scratch, but like I kind of wonder if they just said that, but it's whatever.
Yeah, like he was cleared to play, but decided not to play him.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think we saw like Eckler is going to have his role still, and then probably then some. We'll see how it splits up with JCM, McNichols. I'm sure there will be games like this game. Chris Rodriguez maybe is active. Against the Packers, they're tougher run front. They might feel they need a bigger back. I don't know. It's. I don't know if we know yet. One, because the Giants are so bad.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised the Giants' defensive line looked this bad.
Yeah. Was it really their defensive line? It could just be the offensive line additions that the Commanders made have actually worked too.
That's true.
Laramie Tunsil, I don't know, I heard some weird things with Tunsil, through the grapevine about he was running, he just did what he wanted to on some plays, and that's why he wasn't always running or doing the correct scheme stuff, and that's why they wanted him out of Houston. I don't know if that's true. I just heard that somewhere, on one of the podcasts I listened to, because it might have been PFF that said something like that, because I listened to a lot of the PFF guys talking.
Yeah.
And maybe he just wanted it in a different spot, and maybe he's because there was you heard nothing from that side of the line where he was.
Yeah.
And you brought in somebody else as well, right?
Josh Connerly Jr.
Yeah, Josh Connerly. Maybe your offensive line is just really good now. And if that's the case, then because they crushed it in the run scheme. Jaden had time, and you're right. They should have won the game by a lot more.
Yeah.
They really should have.
Well, and their offensive line could get better because Sam Cosmi got injured in the Lions playoff game, and he's not ready yet, but he should be back at some point this year.
All right. Yeah. So Zach Ertz, ageless wonder, comes in, gets a touchdown. Who would have thought? First drive of the season.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this game was just horrendous on both sides.
Yeah.
Tennessee, I'll start with Tennessee. Tony Pollard, 18 for 60, 3.3 against what a lot of people believe is the best defense in football. And they didn't really do much to disprove that today. The one thing that both of these defenses looked very, very good. And both of these offenses looked very, very bad.
Mm-hmm.
So Cam Ward, he only had 112 yards, 12 completions for 28 attempts. Calvin Ridley had 2 drops of wide open things. Alec Iomanner had 2 balls that he was coming down with, and it got punched out or whatever at the end. I think one of them got stolen for an interception. No, that was Higgins. That was Jaden Higgins. That happened.
Yeah.
But he had 2 of them that his target share was, I think he had 25% target share.
Yeah, no, it is definitely more than I thought he did. That's for sure.
He had 79% snap share, Lockett 58. DK showed some flashes in the return game.
Mm-hmm.
Pollard 89% snap share. He's a target whenever they finally get a good matchup in DFS. Gunnar Helm actually got out there a little bit, but they just couldn't do anything on offense. Their offensive line, who you and I both so it's the first game of them playing together, and it's against the best defense in the league. So it being a complete mess, maybe it's still a good offensive line, and it's just a bad situation for the week 1. That's kind of what I'm going to go with here. If it's not, it'll be bad. What's up, Hulk? But yeah, Pollard looked really good. So I will say on Cam Ward, he looked very, very poised the entire game. It never looked like it never looked like anything was too big for him. He pretty much he made plays when the receivers didn't.
Yeah.
And he was under duress the whole time. He had he showed really good movement in the pocket. He took a ton of sacks, but I honestly don't put a lot of that on him. Some of it probably, but I think it was more just their offensive line got smoked. And
I'd probably put about 2 of them on him. He definitely, like the one I can recall where him like drifting in the pocket, had plenty of time to throw the ball away at least. And I want to say it was a second down, so it's
one of them he tried to spin out and got sacked like 20 yards back.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's some of that, but
I mean, it's a rookie first start against the best defense in the league with an offensive line that was first time playing together. Like, this was my survivor pick, and it was scary. I don't know how the Broncos didn't dominate this game. They had every opportunity to dominate this game, and Bo Nix pretty much single-handedly kept the Titans in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah. Nix, after looking good in the preseason, good camp reports, of course, the way he ended last year, this is a very disappointing game for Bo Nix. I mean, Titans defense was probably better than it was a year ago, but
I do want to say something about their defense. Like, T'Vondre Sweat and Jeffrey Simmons has been dominant for years.
Yeah, but now he's got a running mate.
And Sweat is just as good as he is. And like last year, and I said this before, like, if they can just hold some drives together, their defense could go from like back of the pack to like above average pretty easily. And like L'Jarius Sneed's a good player. Like my boy Pat Bryant got 4 snaps. I was curious on that. I seen him on one snap. He got a completely clean release, wide open, and he didn't get a look. He threw it to the first read, Cortland Sutton, who I think actually caught the ball, but short of the first down. Yeah, truly baffling.
Yeah, like the thing I'll say, there were some positives for Denver. I mean, RJ Harvey, he didn't play much, but he was very explosive.
Yeah. Dobbins looked good.
Cortland Sutton looked great. I mean, that touchdown was awesome. Like, he just did Cortland Sutton things,
he bodied him. He put his entire body up in the air and said, try to miss this target. Because how do you miss that? Like, he had position on him. He was, that was a beautiful, beautiful play.
And have you seen an update on Evan Ingram's injury?
I have not.
I tried looking for it last night. I didn't see anything. But I thought Sutton looked great. I thought Franklin looked good. Didn't get a lot from Mims. But Bo Nix just needs to play better. I think there's no question there. Yeah,
he was making some bad reads. He tried some things the sack, I'm pretty sure was all on him, if I remember right. He had a couple times where he could have ran the ball, and he just chose to throw the ball instead. And there were some situations where he should have not passed the ball. Troy Franklin had a drop, a pretty bad drop. But overall, when Tyler Bidet gets 6 targets, it can't be anything.
That was wild to me. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how he did.
Yeah, how does Tyler Bidet get 6 targets whenever you spent your 2nd round pick on a guy who most teams didn't have go until the 4th?
That 50-yard run was good, but Harvey looked explosive.
Yeah, he did.
And he can catch the ball. And we know, Denver last year, Javonte was 4th in targets among backs. So it's not surprising that a back had 6 targets. It's just surprising that's Tyler Bidet.
Yeah. It was. Who's number 38? Number 38.
Um,
Because I think that's Shalom McLaughlin who was inactive. So
Yeah,
it must have been Bidet.
28.
Yeah.
28.
Like I thought I seen 38 in the game. On the first drive, Bo Nix had a wide open guy in the end zone. I thought it was 38, must have been Bidet. But he was wide open in the end zone and Nix missed the throw by like 5 yards.
Yeah.
So like remember, so last year, Bo Nix looked very, very bad in his first 2 or 3 games.
He did.
And then he just dialed it in and dominated. Maybe that happens again. Maybe he just regresses to what people thought he was going to be. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I hope he picks it up.
I was always a believer, but my best ball bags, I actually don't have a lot of them. All right, so what's up, Steven?
How's it going?
Yeah, so this game was wild. Not Zach Ertz. Why is that cut off? Well, big news. Kittle hurt.
Yeah.
And Jawan Jennings hurt. Jennings possibly
Purdy.
playing this week.
Purdy hurt also.
And Brock Purdy possibly hurt.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think that really affects CMC for next week in DFS. Even if it's Brock Purdy that's hurt and it's Mac Jones in there, I do think that that's a massive blow to Ricky Pearsall and the Niners' chances to win the game. But it is against the Saints, right? Yeah. Is it the Saints? So I don't know. Like, so Ricky Pearsall, by the way, was wide open on a throw that Purdy missed him. Another one. Like that one throw to the corner to where Brock Purdy like just put air under it and let Woolen get back into the screen. Like there was no reason that ball shouldn't have been a touchdown. Like absolutely zero reason that should not have been a touchdown. Brock Purdy played a pretty good game overall, though. Like decently. Like yes, he had the 2 interceptions, but like he was trying to make plays. And Seattle's defense, like if you're against a defense like Seattle that's going to be high pressure and has good secondary players, like you have to try to make plays. You have to try to do something. If you throw a pick here and there, that's fine. Like it's not like desired by any means, but like to beat them, you have to take some risk. And like he was also throwing to just random people there at the end.
My gosh, yeah. The Jake Tonjes getting the touchdown.
that should have been a pick too.
Oh yeah, it was
like that was an insane play by Tonjes. Like I was like, he just lost the game, and I'm like, how did he just win the game?
Yeah.
like what just happened?
No, that's when where Purdy just threw it up and got a little lucky.
Well,
and that's the thing. Like everyone came in with the CMC injury risk, and he played almost every snap. He dominated.
10 targets,
22 carries.
So he had 31 touches.
Yeah.
Still only had 150 yards on the 31 touches. But that's still 150 yards.
Yeah.
Like that's still 19 points in underdog.
Yeah.
So, but like as he says, like somebody said this in my Discord, and my reply was, the witch doctor that saved George Kittle can only sustain one spell at a time. So like that's what happened. See, and that was before the other injuries happened. Now the hexes are on. It went from like, I think Christian McCaffrey sold everybody else out to be healthy. That's kind of what it feels like. It's absolutely wild that this is what's happening. Like I just think that when it's this many injuries, this many years in a row, because they've made the Super Bowl and then they were hurt, and then they were hurt again, and then the Super Bowl, and then they're hurt again, right? Like maybe it's training staff issues. Like there's it's probably not just the players that they have. There's more to it somewhere since it's a continual issue.
Yeah.
And like the Vikings back in like the 2010s were this way. And whenever they got rid of their training staff and put in a whole new training staff, things started to get better. I think it was 2010s. But there for a while, I know the Vikings were like one of the worst in the league at injuries over and over and over again. And they got a like entirely new staff and things slowly started to get better. It could just been like that's when things happened. I don't know. But Ricky Pearsall was dominant this game.
Yeah, I'm very bullish on him going forward.
Yeah. And Juwan Jennings, while he was in the game, didn't really look that good.
No.
I think San Francisco was very, very lucky to win this game. Like that should have been an interception at the end. Like it should have been. The question is San Francisco's defensive line as improved as San Francisco fans believe? Or is Seattle's offensive line as bad as a lot of us thought before the preseason? Yeah, this is one to go forward. Like I think it's probably a mix. I think Seattle's offensive line probably isn't as good as it looked in the preseason, and San Francisco's defensive line is probably improved, but not elite.
Yeah, obviously, I will say, Seattle. Obviously, Kenneth Walker coming back from injury, like he didn't look himself. I thought. So we'll to monitor that going forward. Charbonnet got the touchdown and ended up with more carries, but Walker.
The snap share was crazy.
Yeah,
58 to 40%.
Yeah, not ideal.
But like as you said, Walker's coming off of an injury, and like it could just be like the Dix treatment.
And also like he did get 3 targets. Charbonnet got none. Like Walker played 21 snaps and he was involved in 13 of them. 66%. So that's notable. But this is the question: is JSN looked amazing, but nobody else did anything offensively
at all. Like nothing at all. Like man, it looked like where was Torrey Horton? Did he even play? 54%, no targets. He had 28 snaps with no targets.
Only 3 receivers played. That's wild. I mean, we knew they were going to be more 12 or 21 with the fullback or the multi-tight end sets.
Only 3?
White got
Cody
5
White for 5 snaps. Well, I mean, that's pretty bullish for Torrey Horton, though. They only played 3 receivers.
Yeah, because I was worried, like Bobo would mix in and guys like that. But
yeah, Bobo not getting a snap is kind of wild. Yeah, so, but like, I mean, he only had 23 attempts. So, and 13 of them was to one guy. So that only left 10, right? Like, so if Torrey Horton, and to be honest, like he had no time.
No.
0 time. Like what do you think of Jalen Milroe getting in there for like the 1 snap in the first drive?
That was interesting. I mean, I knew that they said that they were going to have a package for him and everything.
With it being on the first drive, I was like, they're going to mix this in a lot. And that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Like,
I think they probably wanted
the
49ers to think about it. But
yeah.
Then it's one of those things like they're not going to think about it if you never bring him back in.
Yeah. Yeah, like, and it was literally just it was like a second down quarterback sneak or something. Yeah. Like it was a really weird play call.
Like it would have been like that's where you pull that back in and then
run something off of it. Like misdirection off of it.
Yeah, like a pitch to Walker to get the corner, something like that.
Yeah, and like I don't understand bringing him in for a single play and not bringing in that package again. Like with especially being in the first series. If it was like in the late third quarter or something and you want to bring him in for a play because you like that situation, but like This was like a 2nd and 8 or something. It was 2nd and something.
Yeah, it didn't make sense because honestly, it should have also been like a first down play.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think it was like 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8, and
yeah,
what's the best quarterback sneaking to do? Get 5 yards?
right.
Well,
Like,
likely it's 1 or 2. So now you're like a third and long. Yeah, it was a
yeah,
weird.
it was very, very weird, and it's almost like they were trying to do it to set something up, but then like the whole game plan
Yeah.
went to crap because nobody could block. I wonder if that's what it was. Is that they're like, well, we can't run these other plays if we can't block anybody. But that's if it was me and I was a coach, that's when I want my gadget stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't make sense. It was in the first quarter on a second down and a second and long, if I remember right. Like let's find it real quick because this has the game. So let's see where it is.
It was 2nd and 6 on the first drive.
2nd and 6. Yeah. Shotgun, Jalen Miller up the middle for 1 yard. Yeah. Yeah, and then they never brought it back in.
Yeah.
Like it just really weird. Really, really weird. But man, JSN, absolute animal. Like they could not stop him. He was open the entire game.
Wonderful game by him. I mean, overall, I don't think Darnold played bad. It just was, like you said, he had no time. Nobody else was getting open. They need some, even if it's just the running game being effective, they need something else to set up what they can do passing wise. Yeah, I agree with that, Stephen.
Yeah, like it just didn't make any sense. All right. You ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. A few things to talk about here.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit might be missing their offensive lineman. Like I kept hearing that over and over again, and I watched the game, and I honestly don't think the offensive line played that bad.
No,
I do think that Micah Parsons destroyed Sewell the whole game, but that's going to happen sometimes. An elite versus an elite, one of them has to lose.
Yeah.
Right? And I do think that like the Gibbs stat line was crazy. 10 for 31. Like the pursuit the Packers had from the linebacker position to close out everything was insane. Like how good their defensive line played as a whole and how good the linebackers closed in on everything. Like that is scary. Like their defense looks scary good. Agreed.
No, totally agreed. And one thing I want to highlight about the Gibbs thing, there was the new offense coordinator, I think it was asked like, will the Gibbs Montgomery split be the same? And he was like, he had some cryptic quote. I can't remember what it was. And people were reading into that Gibbs is going to get 70% of the work and all this kind of stuff. And he did end up with, much larger snap share, but it was like the last 2 drives when they were totally dead and out of it. If you look at, I think at the start of the third quarter, I think he had 1 more target than Monty, or at the start of the fourth quarter,
right.
I mean, and Monty had more carries. So it was extremely close through the first 3 quarters of the game.
You know what my bold prediction was for the week? Because Hartman and I are we're going to do a daily right before the game.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was that David Montgomery outscored Gibbs. I was close.
You're very close.
I was close. Because going
into that last drive, Gibbs had 4 catches on the last drive.
Yeah, it was very close. Neither one scored enough.
No.
Gibbs ended up scoring a lot in full PPR because of that. So he still only had, that'd be 15 points.
He had 10. He would have had 10 points in half point.
Yeah, so 10, so 15 in full. Yeah, and Isaac Tesla, that might be the catch of the year. Like everyone else might be playing for second already. Like that's one of the better catches I've seen. Like that full extension, like still got the toe. Like this is a rookie who's used to only have to get the 1 foot in, and he still had the presence of mind to get the second foot down. Like that's insane. Like what he done.
No, that was an insane catch for sure. And
but yeah, the Lions as a whole, they just couldn't get anything moving. Laporta was the center of the offense. He was the only one. And we had heard that John Morton does love Laporta and wants to get him to be one of the focal points. And like we've heard that he wants Gibbs, he wants Laporta, and he wants Javonte. And we haven't heard a lot about Amon-Ra. Everybody just expects it to still be Amon-Ra because he's Amon-Ra. In this game, it kind of looked like the two guys he talked about are the two guys getting the targets. And Jameson, who is the game breaker, like if he has the same amount of targets as Amon, like, and I get it's just one game.
Yeah.
But like, it'll be interesting to see if like this stuff continues.
But JMO wasn't getting the deep target. It was everything underneath.
Well, there wasn't deep target. Like actually, Laporta was the only one.
Laporta had the deep target. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they couldn't keep the ball. Like Goff couldn't hold the ball long enough to have a deep target.
Yeah.
It's like that's what it was. They had to change their game plan because they couldn't block. And moving on to the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have to do a lot because the defense looks so good. And I mean, it's just so surprising. I thought if you asked me on Friday last week, I would have said there's zero chance Jaden Reed plays. Zero.
Same. Absolutely same.
And I wouldn't even thought Wicks would have played either, just with the reports we were getting on him as well. And yet they both play. They both, play. Reed played more than Golden. Wicks, I think it was kind of close. I can't remember exactly. But Josh Jacobs didn't have a great game on the ground, but he got the touchdown. He, dominated the carries. I mean, just
it's what 9 in a row.
Yeah,
9 touchdowns in a row for Josh Jacobs.
But 19. I mean, there are other runs. Of course, Love had 3, and then Kraft had 1. Just 1 carry for Wilson, 1 carry for Brooks in a game where they were dominating. Also,
88% snap share.
Yeah.
Where was Golden?
Oh, Reed actually had fewer snaps than Golden.
Yeah.
I thought.
No. Reed, I knew this. This was one of the things I'd heard. Reed only played basically 40% of the snaps, but he basically earned a target on every single snap basically that he played. So like he had 18 snaps, and he had 5 targets, and I think did he have a run? No, he didn't. But I mean, he looked really good. He did not look hampered at all.
No.
Like at all. Like
no.
I'm curious, like the whole Jones fracture thing, like because there was like some mixed reporting on that. Was it a Jones fracture? Was it not? They don't know. Nobody knows.
It was like a foot sprain. You're like, he's not playing,
And like he was in a walking boot.
Yeah.
Doing push-ups like 2 weeks before. They take the walking boot off. He limps around for
exactly. They're saying he's limping around in practice, not participating.
Then he's out there at full speed, like just full speed. This guy's made of something different. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't know.
From a fantasy standpoint, yeah, they had less than 50 offensive snaps, which is wild. They were efficient passing the ball, but
48.
That's great.
And they had 67, and like I believe the time of possession was like heavily weighted in. So, 35 to 25.
Yeah.
Total. So like, and that's weird because like it felt like the Lions just couldn't move the ball at all. But like they got like a first down or something every time. But the Packers were doing chunk plays.
Yeah.
And like as a Chiefs fan from the early Mahomes days, like your defense is on the field all the time if you only have chunk plays. Like that's how that works. That's why Buddy Ryan got in the fight with the who was it? Buddy Ryan and the run and shoot guy, the Houston Texans or the Oilers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. But yeah, like that's why they were arguing. It's because you can't score that fast. My guys need to rest. Like we need points. We need points. Yeah. So like, but yeah, they looked very good. Tucker Craft got a touchdown only for like there's just like no targets here because they only had the few
22 attempts,
22 attempts, 25 rushes. Like Jacobs got most of them. Like it felt way more dominant than this. Like
it did.
It really did. Like I am pretty surprised by looking. I hadn't actually looked at the stat lines yet, and that does surprise me. All right, so this game we got the Texans and the Rams. The Texans' offensive line looked absolutely horrendous as well. Is that because the Rams' defensive line is actually just as good as they ended the season last year? That could be part of it. But Nick Chubb actually looked reasonable. Like he didn't do anything explosive or anything, but he turned out yards. He broke some tackles. He looked fine. Like he really did look fine. Pierce didn't really get any run at all. Like he had the 3 carries, but he kind of got smashed behind the line of scrimmage almost every one. Woody Marks, same thing. He got hit like 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage on one of them. Like the receiver, like the receiving game and Stroud, like that they looked pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yes, and same. Like Nico Collins, like they didn't even try to run screens to him or anything. Like they didn't try to get him the ball.
Oh, I know.
Like,
it was
like,
a confounding game plan. Their top two receivers are the tight ends, Kate Stover and Dalton Schultz, the same exactly, like elite tight ends.
When your top pass catcher for the week has 30 yards.
Yeah.
And you have or 32. Jaden Higgins was actually the leading receiver. So 30 for those listening, it's 32, 30, 28, 27, 25, 22, and 17. Like nobody cracked anything, but everybody got involved. Jalen Noel had 7. That's everything. Like,
well,
and then you had, yeah.
And my thing is, well, just a couple of quick things to point out. One, Stroud actually had the same number of passing yards as Jordan Love, but this is the difference between an efficient offense and a completely inefficient offense. And the other thing is, like, yes, Christian Kirk didn't play, but the Texans, their weapon should be better than this. They invested 2 early draft picks. They have Nico Collins. I mean, why is Justin Watson have 27 yards? Like, what is going on here?
The real thing is, like, Nick Haley didn't do a good job making sure Nico Collins got involved in the game.
No, not at all.
Like you need to run. And I do wonder if that's because Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins are both rookies, and he didn't want to put them out there as blockers for Nico Collins week 1. But if that's the case, why'd you bring in Justin Watson?
Yeah.
Why put Dare Ogunbowale out there? Like split him out if you need to. Nico or Jaden Higgins should have the size to do that. Make Cade Silver or Dalton Schultz block. Like you have options to do that. Like one of the strong points of Nico Collins' games is being able to take one of those little screens and just like power his way through for a big gain. Like he's really good after the catch when he's allowed to.
And he didn't have any vertical shots either. This is also one of the best vertical X receivers in the game. And Shoup has hit the last 2 years multiple times.
And like I didn't even see it dialed up is the thing. Like
there wasn't a single target there.
It's one thing to like have it dialed up and your offensive line just collapse and it never work out. But I didn't see Nico going deep very often, if at all. Now, I didn't watch the all 22 version, so maybe I missed something. But like just watching the game as a whole, like Nico was just kind of doing things in like the 10 to 15 yard range all game, from what I see.
Yeah.
Which all the receivers were. That's why you have stat lines of all under 32 yards and all over 17. Right? Like, so like that has to get better. Like just plain 100%. And simple has to get better. And I'm heavily invested in Nico and Jaden Higgins. So I need it to get better.
Oh, no, me too. And you know, because I thought the Texans, especially once they, you know, lost Mixon, like they actually ran the ball better than they threw the ball.
They really did. Yeah, and it's wild, as you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Cade Stover had 57% of snaps and Dalton Schultz had 54.
Yeah.
And
Justin Watson 50. I was looking at this earlier. He had more snaps than Higgins, and of course Noel. Yeah. It's like I don't know if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't. And then like they should have won the game, but their veteran fumbled the ball. Like they played that bad, and that game plan was that bad. And they still should have won the game. And the Rams like looked good most of the game, honestly.
Yeah.
And the Texans looked terrible. But like the Texans are a defensive team, we know that. Mm-hmm. Derek Stingley went out early and came back in. He's so fun to watch. Like I'm glad that he's back. Like not great for fantasy stuff. Like just a guy to stay away from. Like, and that is part of it. Like Nico was going against Stingley most of the game. Part of the game.
No, Stingley's on the Texans.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know what my mind is thinking.
But I agree. Like Stingley, he didn't miss that much time. I think he only missed one drive, maybe.
Yeah. He was on Adams a lot.
Yeah.
He was on Adams.
I thought he'd be on Puka more.
Stingley, I don't think travels with people that often, like most of the great corners. And Puka's the movement guy, which is why probably part of the reason they probably got rid of Kupp. And Devontae Adams, like, I mean, that's a really good stat line for going against Stingley. He looked really good.
Well, and yeah, might as well talk about the Rams now. Like it was the big three. It was Kyren, Puka, Adams. Like that, they got all the usage, all the target. I mean, you know, Stafford threw 29 times, 19 of them went to Puka and Adams.
Did you get at the top of the leaderboard in drafters?
Not in the dailies.
You mean for the season long, probably?
Yeah, I honestly haven't looked.
Nice.
So I keep not looking, and hopefully, Mr. Nick, you keep telling me I'm up there.
Yeah, I mean, I placed in the dailies. I placed 7th in the dailies. I saw that. That was awesome. I didn't end up doing any dailies on drafters last week. Just ran out of time. Yeah, Big Draft Energy got 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up with 7th, and Zero, if you know Zero.
Yeah.
He got 16th, I think.
Nice.
in the 331. So a little bit of the community doing good.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I have nothing close. I didn't.
67th over on season. There we go. Let's keep it going.
There you go. Hell yeah. All right. Yeah. So back to the Rams.
Yeah. So it's the big three. Kyren dominated, like you're saying, Jarquez Hunter, the surprise scratch.
I'm I'm down bad. Like if that's going to continue, I don't think that continues.
Well, but it's just, what did we hear? Once again, Corum's going to get mixed in.
Yeah.
He had 1 carry to Kyron's 18.
Yeah.
Like I remember looking at the snap share, and Corum did have a catch, but it wasn't it like 80 to 20, something like that. 82 to 17.
Yeah. Well,
Shoup doesn't change.
I think they specifically said that Jarquez needs to get better in pass protection.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I do think they're going to mix him in, though. I just think that it's week 1 with a rookie. Going against an elite defense like this, you probably don't want somebody in there who's new. Like, I do think that it kind of would make sense to not play him in this game.
I mean, let's be honest. Outside of Genty and Hampton, no rookie running back played a lot. Even those who actually produced a little bit. Henderson was like 27%. Harvey was 100%.
JCM was only 33%.
Yeah, and that was
he
with
produced.
Trading a guy and benching a guy.
Yeah, and like this isn't the time that rookies are going to be shining. Like that's 5-6 weeks from now, maybe, probably more like 10 weeks from now. Yeah, so. The
biggest takeaway to me is Stafford looked good.
Oh yeah, Stafford looked good, and my guy Puka looked like the best player in the NFL against one of the better defenses in the league.
Yeah,
like I've been bullish on him the entire offseason. Once again, he does not get in the end zone, but like that's going to change. Like it can't just continue to not happen. It's kind of like McBride. I just don't believe it's going to continue to not happen. Maybe it does, but
could you look at the snap share real quick? Their tight ends surprised me. Not that I drafted a lot of Higbee. Higbee had 58%, but yeah, it was Parkinson with the 2 targets, Allen with the touchdown.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I liked Higbee a lot for this season, for like eliminator and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like the theory was right that it wasn't Ferguson. And the veteran guy was going to get it. And it was just the wrong veteran guy. But I expected Higbee to be out there a little more than that as well. I thought it would be more like a 70-30 split.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's about all there is there. Let me bring up the next game. You have anything else to say? No,
just kind of like
Sean
the Rams. The Rams are who we thought they were. Adams, Puka dominating targets, Kyron dominating rushing.
The Kyron mini fade feels not great.
Yeah,
you're there with me, right?
I mean, at the end there, I was taking him more just because.
I was like 3.5% or something. Not like
I think I ended up around 5.5%, 6%.
Yeah, okay.
But for a while there, I was right there with you. And partly he started falling a little bit. So.
He did. I'm actually gonna look it up real quick. Make sure. Oh no, I was 2%, so even worse. I'm fine with it though. Like my bet was on Jarquez to be there at the end.
This game has my biggest fade that burnt me. Zay Flowers.
Yeah. Well, I actually ended up way over. I ended up at like 9.5% on Zay.
Wow. I got like
because
maybe 3.
Well, I always said in the 4th he was a terrible pick, and in the 5th he was an okay pick, and he started going like near the 6th, at the turn all the time. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna it's you take him or Rashee Rice with the -6 games, or you take the upside shot on Pearsall, who was actually going ahead of them at that point, or you take like the rookie upside swing on Golden, or you take one of the RBs that was there. And if I'd taken the RBs early, or I took Lamar because he fell, Flowers was an easy pick for me. So Derrick Henry, I almost put a gigantic bet on Derrick Henry to score a touchdown before the game, like literally the whole bankroll, like which wasn't a lot of money, but like it was the bank everything I had in DraftKings. I was like, I just don't see how Derrick Henry doesn't score a touchdown tonight. Like I just couldn't envision a game that happened to where Derrick Henry didn't score a touchdown. I didn't end up pulling the trigger, but he scored 2, so I was wrong. He didn't score a touchdown. He scored 2. Lamar just destroyed. Like the Bills' defense looked pretty juicy.
Yeah,
I like Pepper Tony will probably hear this later. He's already making memes about it, about how they. So I had a parlay going with the Ravens plus 1.5 with it was a Derrick Henry, or it was a who was it? It was Derrick Henry touchdown with a Keon Coleman touchdown, and I thought I got bailed out whenever that happened, and they were still down 8, and I looked, I could have cashed it out for like 90%.
Oh,
and I was like, they can't possibly lose this game. Well, guess what? They lost the game. It was like a $10 bet that paid $150. I could have cashed it out for like $135, I think. I was like, they can't lose. Well, like I don't think cashing out's usually the option anyway, but like there was a 1% chance for them to come back at that point, a 1%, and it happened. So, but that was the bad beat of the weekend for me.
yeah,
but that same thing got me 7th in the drafters, which got me the same amount of money I lost in the other bet.
There you go.
So like it kind of just, it didn't matter in the end. It was the same amount overall. DeAndre Hopkins scores a touchdown on, as everybody heard me say in my other stream, another push off, full arm extension, catching the ball one-handed. The one thing he does all the time. Yes, he catches really good balls one-handed, but it's always because he's pushing off.
Yeah.
I questioned it until I seen the replay, and I'm like, yep, that's what he did. It was completely obvious. Zay Flowers absolutely dominant this game, like insane. He actually got there with the touchdown. He actually caught the ball on a long pass and tried to split the defenders. He usually just goes down.
Yeah.
If he's going to actually try to split the defenders and make some big plays, that is a scary fade. Just like the 2% Kyron. So,
well, and Lamar only threw 19 times. He got 9 of the targets. That was wild.
50% target share, or basically 45. Yeah. Rashad Bateman had a couple. I think
Andrews only had 1 target. That shocked me. That
hurt a lot of my teams.
Me too.
But like, why would you pass the ball whenever you could run it for 9.4 and 11.7 yards a carry?
Yeah.
Somehow you lose this game.
Well, and the interesting thing is there, because that one Justice Hill where he got minus 13 yards, that was not his fault. That was so like their running was even better than that. Yeah, that hurts their average considerably.
238 yards rushing.
Yeah.
That's
and that's with a minus 13 carry.
Right. Yeah. So it's basically 250.
Yeah. They basically ran 250 yards on them.
Yeah. So, I mean, this offense, we kind of thought it, or I thought it going in, is going to be incredibly concentrated. It's going to be Derrick Henry. It's going to be Zay Flowers. It's going to be Bateman. It's going to be Mark Andrews. And I thought Hopkins might come in here and there for a little bit. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. Andrews only getting the 1 target is very shocking, but I mean, it's a tight end. Lamar generally likes to target tight ends in the red zone, but they weren't really in the red zone. So,
yeah, they were scoring from outside the red zone.
They were scoring from outside of the red zone. So, it kind of makes sense that Mark Andrews doesn't have that big of a target share. Based on how the game went. All right, on to the Bills.
I mean, what can you say? Like, one of the obviously most impressive comebacks you'll see. Josh Allen just absolutely put the team on his back. I like what I will say. The most impressive thing, one, it was some of what we expected. Like James Cook, both rushing, receiving. Shakir kind of did his thing that we kind of saw last year.
Let's look at the snap share on that real quick, because
Yeah.
like the Buffalo run game is always interesting to look at. So Shakir 71%, Coleman 88%, the
Yeah.
top receiver out there. Palmer 62, James Cook 56, 33. Ty Johnson more than Ray Davis at 12%.
Yeah, Ray Davis down bad for that look. Now, some of that is, of course, they were playing from behind a lot. So
Right.
Ty Johnson was getting like some of those kind of looks. Him and Cook were basically splitting those. But first I want to say is like Kincaid looked really good. Like this is the best we've seen Dalton Kincaid in 3 years. Josh Palmer looked good. Coleman, I think you got to give him a lot of credit. He took a lot of flack last year and he looked good.
He looked good. I think he stole his cousin's hands for the week. So yeah, like, and the one thing is a lot of his targets were deeper too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I noticed looking through the stats last year is Keon Coleman was targeted downfield way more than a lot of people. And he didn't really profile as that for a lot of people coming out of the draft. A lot of people thought he would be like a big slot, best case. That's not what the Bills seen, and they were using him that way. And he did struggle a little bit last year with it, but like year 2 wide receiver bump is a big deal. Like it's a thing, and especially whenever you have to learn a completely new style of offense because you've never played that role before. Like he never played the deep X in college, right? He played like the short guy, make some people miss, some slant stuff like that, and like so it kind of makes sense that last year, wasn't it? Whenever they used him the way they did.
Agreed, and I was just definitely not that obviously Josh Allen's going to throw the ball 400 yards every game, but you can't point to, you just go down the list and everyone did what you want from them. Palmer, Kincaid, even Dawson Knox. I mean, Hosking, that why they're throwing to Jackson Hawks on that one is insane to me. But no, I think this is very bullish for the Bills offense.
Oh yeah.
Also because the Ravens secondary is like their strength. Like they are really good back there, and they got shredded. And these were outside the obviously the screen to Cook that he took for 50 yards. But they weren't thinking dunk stuff. Like most stuff was 10, 15, 20 yards downfield.
Yeah.
That Allen was throwing.
Kincaid looked solid.
Yeah.
Like he did. Like Josh Palmer looked like Josh Palmer. Like, but man, like as you said, Josh Allen, absolute hero ball. That's just what he does.
Yeah.
I still can't believe they won the game. Like
I mean,
like that. Like, and speaking of that, like the next game is like just as crazy of a finish.
Yeah. Not as high scoring, but absolute shock. And kind of the same thing. Like both quarterbacks kind of doing a lot on their own and making some big plays, a lot of quarterback running. We saw that in the Bills-Ravens game. And, of course, this was another one where both quarterbacks did a nice job running, using their legs to pick up plays.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, so after the game of this game, Kevin O'Connell said, all of the J.J. McCarthy stuff was on me because I waited until the second half to try to run the ball. So, like, Kevin O'Connell, like, doing what he should, like, take the blame.
Yeah.
Like whether it's true or not, like, like he did wait until the second half to really throw the ball very much. I was very big on TJ Hawkinson's over,
Me too.
and that did not age well. But was man, the Bears' defensive line was just destroying the offensive line for the first half.
Oh
It
yeah.
was it looked almost as bad as what the Dolphins did, right? Like it looked very bad.
Oh, for the first half, and even into the third quarter, you would have said JJ McCarthy played as bad as Tua and Russ
Yeah,
easily.
yeah, and then he did everything he needed at the end. Like I popped in the Pound Discord, and the Pound Discord can be a toxic place. And like it was just a bunch of people talking crap about JJ McCarthy for 3 quarters, and then like instantly it was just everybody like JJ's the goat, and like like the rest of the people started talking.
Yeah.
Everybody who was talking stopped. Like it was pretty funny. Like I was just wondering because of how bad that went. But like the Hawkinson stuff, like it felt really bad because there were 3 batted balls at the line of scrimmage. All 3 of those balls were targets to a wide open Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Like he was wide open on at least 2 of those and his over under was 42 yards, and every one of those he was 15 yards downfield. Like it was an easy over. Like it was just that he didn't get the ball around the defensive lineman.
Well, and only 20 passing attempts. Like no over is going to hit them.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Jones is dead because of the 1 touchdown. But
and it was 17 yards because he's running back.
Yeah.
But yeah, like speaking of that, that's what he wants to talk. Like Nick wanted to talk about Aaron Jones in the passing game. Like I mean, we all know that he was going to be he's going to be the pass catcher out of the backfield. But like Jordan Mason got a target too, and only 13 completions, 20 attempts. That's a lot more than we seen. And I haven't looked at the snap share yet. What was the Mason Jones?
Oh, Mason was
54, 50.
He was close, yeah.
Yeah, like early in the game, I think it was all Jones. And then
it was.
Like whenever the offense started working, it was Jordan Mason. I think going forward, we're going to see Mason more like 60, 65, and Aaron Jones more like 35, 40. I think they'll run both of them quite often, though. Until
I think Jones will continue to get the targets, obviously.
Yeah, he will.
But because I mean that touchdown was awesome. Like, and I agree. Like Mason got all the short yardage touches.
Yeah.
I think going forward he'll get the early down stuff. He looked good.
Jefferson basically got shut down for 3 quarters of the game. But is that really because of that, or just because of how bad the offensive line was? I don't know. Like it was probably a mix of nobody getting open and the offensive line not being there. But like the first half was just a total disaster by Minnesota. Yeah. Like they couldn't get the play clock. Like there were twice that they were asking, like they just took delay of games because they were asking for the thing to get bumped up. Like O'Connell and McCarthy both asked for it, and like Aikman and Buck are like, why are you like in situations didn't make any sense. So like the whole getting the play calls in was a real problem for them. That has to get better. And I think a lot of that is why they couldn't get the protections right on the offensive line, because they had to get up there and just snap the ball a lot. Well, because they kept because if you don't look at the defense and figure things out, and I mean it's JJ McCarthy's first NFL game too. I know the offensive linemen usually are the ones calling out the protections, but they have 2 new offensive linemen as well, and just like the Titans, like they looked rough in their first outing as a group.
Well, and Ryan Kelly missed some time, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But no, what I will say, not only the delay of games, but when you're getting up to the line with 3 seconds to go, the defensive line can then easily judge to jump to snap count. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what was happening over and over again. And then,
Yeah.
like, whenever that stopped happening and they got to the line of scrimmage in time, they looked like a real NFL team, and they looked like the dominant team that they should have been the whole game. Like I told you, I told you before the game that I placed a big bet on the Vikings.
Yeah.
Like I put a 5-unit bet on the Vikings to cover, or just I hit the money line because it was even bet at minus 1.5, or it was minus 115 for money line. I'm like, well, why would I?
Yeah.
Why would I
would you
not?
mess around?
Yeah, why would I mess around? Like for the extra, like 0.07 units or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like why would I not take the extra point and a half at that point?
Yeah.
Usually that's not the way that those numbers work out from what
No.
I've seen.
No.
But it looked really weird. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess I'll just take the money line. But yeah, like the Bears, like it was just a tale of two halves. Like the Vikings got dominated the entire first basically 3 quarters.
Hmm.
And the Bears absolutely crushed them the first half. And the Bears didn't really look that good in the third quarter. Like the Vikings defense kind of got there in the third quarter. And the fourth quarter, like Brian Flores worked his magic.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, Bears.
Yeah.
Bears. They ended up with a little bit more, but at one point in the fourth quarter, it was like 140 yards to -1.
Yeah. Yeah. So Roma Dunze, 94%, DJ Moore, 84%, Swift, 81%, Cole Kmet, 90%, and Loveland, 57%.
That was not totally surprising, but
I actually had Cole Kmet in my solo shot for the or for drafters, I think it was. Just because like somebody took 2 tight ends, and I was like, yeah, I'll take the shot that Cole Kmet. Like, if you're taking a second tight end, the smart bet is definitely Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
Like in that slate, because and the drafters one is Monday night and Thursday night, and the underdog one is Sunday, Monday. So it's actually 2 different contests. I don't know if underdog does both, but I think they do both. But drafters only does Monday night, Thursday night, because their Sunday night game is involved in their daily slate. But yeah, that like as much as they talked about it and they instantly put Kmet as tight end 2, like that felt weird. Zacchaeus 45%, Luther Burden 27% is actually pretty bullish, honestly, for him.
Yeah.
Like getting in there that early. He looked like he came across in motion on a play, and he looked insanely fast when he did that. Like I know that people have talked about it. Underdog does Monday, Thursday as well. Okay. Yeah, I think I did one on stream yesterday. But yeah, like, so what do you think about Caleb Williams in the game?
I mean, mixed bag. Obviously, he ran the ball very well. That's very bullish for his fantasy upside. There are times he threw the ball well. I will say about Zacchaeus, like he played only 40%, but he had 7 targets. He was very heavily involved. Adunze was a top target guy. Some of them were just bad throws, and you had the one like where Van Ginkel knocked down. He was open for the screen.
By the way, I want to talk about the Packers game again. Because this reminds me, it wasn't the Packers game. It was was it the Niners game? No, it was the Steelers game. Yes. Okay. There was a specific play I wanted to talk about, and I missed it. The Steelers game. Justin Fields all game made awesome plays, right? Like he absolutely dominated the game. On that last play where Jalen Ramsey knocked that ball loose, there was it was, I think, 4th and 5 or whatever. And there was nobody within like 15 yards of Justin Fields. And he'd step fully up into the, like all he needed to do was run that ball, but he decided that he didn't want to be I'm like he's improving as a passer, and it wasn't on him that the ball got knocked out, but there was like no reason for him not to just run that ball for the first down there and keep that drive alive. Like
Yeah, I can't remember. Did they still have their timeout or not?
I mean, I think there was time left in the game. I think there was still like
20 seconds or something like that.
There was still plenty of time. I'll bring it up real quick.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I do remember that.
I'll go. Go ahead and talk about this real quick.
Yeah, so
I just like you saying that reminded me of this.
Like overall, I thought Caleb did well. I mean, in the second half, the Vikings figured him out a little bit. They shut down the running game outside of Caleb Williams. It was also notable, of course, Monanga got a few snaps and one catch, but he didn't get any carries. And Swift didn't do much with his carries. I think you saw like Dunze, Zacchaeus, and Moore were the most heavily targeted, involved. I'll be interested to see how the tight end split goes going forward. And I do think Burden, I agree with you, like he only got the one catch, but my guess is he's going to earn a greater role going forward.
Yeah. So it was a 25 seconds left when the play started, and it was shotgun. And it looks, does that mean they used all the timeouts? I don't know how to tell.
No. I can't remember.
I mean, even if so, like 25 seconds when the play starts, he was probably throwing the ball at like 18 seconds. I mean, the ball that was dropped was in bounds. Like they still would have had to go spike it. It would have been no different than him running it for the first down.
No, agreed.
Like if it was an out route or whatever, it's one thing. But like as good as he played that whole game, like seeing that like at the end of the game, it's just like, oh man, like I wonder how much of that was like, and he made a great throw. But like if there's a free run lane, like you should just take it. Like take the first down when you can get the first, like when there's zero resistance, because it was wide open, like completely wide open. And it's one of those that he might have been able to scoot all the way to the end zone. Like,
well, and honestly, they didn't need to. They just need to get in field goal range.
Yeah, and that's all they needed was basically that first down to get there, right?
No, because they would have needed. They were not across the 50 yet.
Were they not? Okay.
But yeah, maybe if he had a big enough run, but yeah. No.
Oh yeah, they were at the 38. Yeah, so they needed some yards still.
Yeah.
But
it's not like that Garrett Wilson pass was going to pick up a chunk. It was just to pick up the first down.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and they were still going to have to go spike the ball or use the timeout either way. So
I do think they had one more timeout because I thought
they do.
The Steelers only kneeled it once and they just didn't even try to make them kneel a second time.
Yeah. Okay, so Zacchaeus, like he was one of the first pickups in the offseason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Bears wanted him. Like he was one of the first players signed, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Which was wild because like the very first player that was signed was actually Elijah Mitchell. And somebody brought up a good point about that is they wondered if maybe Kansas City just sent a minimum offer to every running back and Elijah, and he was just like, yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll go play for the Chiefs, like,
yeah,
I don't know if that's true, but hey, thank you, Best Ball on Call. As he says, good duo here with a lot of info. Make sure to hit the like. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Got 26 watching now. That feels pretty good. Hopefully this series picks up, and it's been like 12 to 13 most of the time, but I think by the end of the season we'll have a nice little group watching I really enjoy doing these.
No, me too.
And yeah, Rome though, like man, like DJ Moore and Rome both feel like very good picks right now though.
Yeah.
They feel like I'm low on the Bears overall. Like Rome, I was like 7%, and DJ Moore, I was like 6%. Swift, I was very low on, but Swift, like that one run where he ran through the tacklers, like that's good for Swift. Like he's never really shown a lot of power, and he actually ran through two guys to get a first down. Like that's good for him for
Mhm.
sure. So, but anything else you want to touch on?
Yeah. No, I would just say the other thing to keep in mind with the Bears, they had the pick six, so that takes away one drive from them essentially,
Yeah.
like their offensive guys. So
Oh yeah.
I thought it was very bullish for Caleb Adunze, more somewhat, but I do wonder, will he continue to get the carries when Monangai is back healthy?
I think Guy did get a carry, but
He
it
got a
got called.
catch. He didn't get a carry.
I think he had one possibly that got called back
Oh, you might be right on that. Yeah.
on a penalty. I think he had like a 6-yard run or something, and he
Yeah.
got called back. I can't remember. I'm not positive. I'm just trying to remember from my head. Like Luther Burden had a 44-yard kickoff return. By the way,
Yeah. Yeah.
he flashed there, and it was actually the next series that they put him in motion, and he looked really fast whenever he went around like on that
Yeah.
across
No,
slash. And usually you see people trot across there, not run full speed. And like so you wonder if he was like just amped still or what was going on, but he flew across that.
Yeah. And this is what I wonder about, more Zacchaeus, Komet, et cetera, is like going forward, how much will Loveland and Burden's roles grow?
Yeah. And I mean, I think it grows pretty like they have the week 5 bye.
Yeah.
That's part of that's
I'm kind of with you. Like after that.
That's probably like I got very hooked onto Loveland there near the end. I got less craft because of it, but like I think for the season it makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
So in my Discord today, somebody asked me a question, and I'm not positive on the answer. This is going to best ball for a minute. So like, do you know what the average like last year, what the average amount of points you needed to like advance a team for the whole season was?
I
Was
know
it
I
like,
saw at one point, I don't recall.
it was around 1,600, right?
That sounds right. Let me just look.
Like just like a ballpark, because
Yeah.
they were like week 1. They're newer to best ball, and they were like, "Hey, when should I call a team dead?" They're like, I scored 120 points, but I'm 7th. I'm like, literally, you just need like a goal of X points for this week.
Yeah.
Is all that really matters. Like you could survive an 80-point week 1, like any week, as long as the rest of the weeks are really good. You can't survive many of them, but like you could survive 1 or 2 if you have some gigantic weeks there as well.
No, I agree. I'm trying to look at some of my teams from last year. Yeah, I mean, it looked like just looking at a handful, like 1,600 plus feels good. I mean, obviously,
it's not guaranteed, but like a 1,600, like if you get to 1,600, like from what I remembered, like I had a team with like 1,620 that didn't make it. I had a team with like 1,520 that made it. You're gonna have variance. So
yeah, I would say like if you really want to feel sure, 1,700. So
yeah, I don't like 1,700 is a smash team though. Like I kind of feel like 1,650, like from what I've seen, like 1,650 even is like almost a lock.
Yeah.
But like, who knows? There may be more scoring this year. There may be less scoring this year. Like, it all depends on how much scoring there is in the league as well. And like, also if you drafted the teams later in the season, you're going to have less dead players on the opposing rosters. So your average score will have to be higher to win. The teams drafted in May probably need less points to win because they're going to have more dead players on rosters and stuff, right? So, like, all that stuff matters as well, somewhat. But
yeah, and 1 week, because yes, I think there probably will be more scoring overall this year, but honestly, we didn't see that week 1. Like up until, and this is in half point PPR, but up until Henry and probably Zay Sunday night, I don't think a single skill guy got 25 points. Henry obviously did that night, and Zay had to be right there. And Coleman wasn't too far behind, but
it was a very low scoring week, honestly. Yeah. Especially a wide receiver. Like wide receiver specifically was very low scoring.
Yeah. Well,
Puka was one of the top with. Debo probably was a top 3 going into the night.
Yeah. He had to be up there. No, like if you look at just the first 2 rounds, like players who win the first 2 rounds, you actually had like good performances from tight ends like Bowers, and McBride was at that turn, but the receivers, it was just Puka.
Only Puka, and like Jefferson ended up having an okay night at the end.
Yeah, Lamb and Puka, those were the 2 first rounders.
Jefferson got a usable week, a bare minimum usable week in the end with a touchdown. 4 for 44. Like that's 2, 6, so 12 points. So like that's not what you want, but like
no,
it's better than Nico Collins' 3 points.
Exactly, and this is the difference. Like most running backs got at least 12 points. Like even guys who didn't do like totally well, like Chase Brown, Bucky, Genty, they all got like 10 to 12 to 13 points.
Yeah, even the wide receiver bros know that like you expect to lose the beginning of the season, having the heavy RB or the heavy wide receiver starts. Like the first few weeks, you're like with the heavy wide receiver starts, you will be behind because part of your strategy is that you're going to hit the bigger spikes because wide receivers generally spike bigger when they spike, and they're less consistent doing it. And you're hoping to ping pong a few more weeks. And running backs tend to get hurt more often. And like when the RBs stay healthy, you lose. When the RBs get hurt, you win. That's kind of how the different philosophies work. And I think that's why you should definitely have both.
I agree.
I prefer the wide receiver strategy a little more because, and like I've already missed on Bill for the most part, like, and that's one of the big hits you needed with the wide receivers. But like I generally had 2 running backs by round 6, like, and like even like sometimes 3. Like I think the early wide receivers is the riskier strategy, but the higher upside strategy.
Yeah, I honestly I think it depends because for every bill there's a Keenan Allen, every and
QJ.
And look, like we saw like some of the best receivers this week were guys. Obviously a couple guys up higher like JSN, but like Ian Coleman, Michael Pittman, guys like that in the 90s to 100 range.
So. There was a bunch of busts in that range on both sides too, like a bunch of them. I don't know. Like it felt like an overall low scoring week.
I agree. I definitely agree because nobody had. Henry had the smash game, but that's about it.
Do you have Henry as your 101 in Battle Royales? Because that's where he's going, and I can't get there against the Browns.
I don't hate it. I think you can make just a strong case for CMC.
Jamar Chase gets the gets the Jaguars. Like I
Yeah,
feel
no, I mean,
I faded Jamar last week because I like the two running backs over him. I kind of think Jamar may be the 101 this week.
I think he could be. I also think you could make a case it's like Lamar this week. I
Against
like,
the Browns. Against the Browns.
yeah, I guess I looked at that game and I felt the Browns defense. Was it them or was it the Bengals just plain inept? I don't know. And just Lamar has had some historical big games against the Browns.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but they also haven't had this defense. Like, I mean, I guess they had Myles Garrett last year and the year before, but like Garrett actually has pieces around him now, I think. Like, I'd actually, what happened with, I didn't even look and see what that guy did, Mason Graham. I'm going to go look real quick what Mason Graham did. Let's bring it up because that was his first game, right?
yeah. Is he injured?
I don't know. So, wrong team. Yeah, Schlesinger looked awesome, by the way. Schlesinger looked really good. Mason Graham played 3 assists. No. They don't have pressures listed. So, like 3 assists, like, so he was in the game. Where is Garrett? Oh, there he is, all the way up here. Yeah, like back-to-back sacks was pretty nuts. So, I mean, he's an undersized guy, but I think like having like an undersized guy is fine next to Myles Garrett. But Schlesinger looked awesome. So, but and the question is like, are they going to run a spy? Like, you have to spy. Like, Schlesinger would probably be the spy on Lamar, and that's a rookie. So that could actually probably be a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I just have a hard time taking any of the elite quarterbacks this week with like there's so many good scroll down options at quarterback.
There are, I guess, to me, and I'm going to write up a thing tonight, but so like last week, if we include even Burrow in the top 5 elites, there were only 2 on the slate, right? 3 were in night games, and then even like guys like Herbert and Dak and Mahomes also. So you had a lot of good quarterbacks off the slate. Where this time you have four elites.
Why is Kirk Cousins here?
Well, this is the night slate. That's the Thursday, Sunday slate.
Oh, okay. I was like, why is Kirk Cousins there? Got it. Okay.
So it's like we had the 4 elites, and then you have like Fields, Murray, and I don't get me wrong. I agree. Like Dak, May are very intriguing.
Kyler,
for sure, but I don't know. I feel
I don't hate a scroll down for Lawrence against Cincinnati. Like they gave up almost over 300 yards passing to the Browns.
Yeah,
I know that Lawrence didn't look great, but like there's just a chance that it's pretty good.
No, I've already done that one time with a Brian Thomas lineup.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm going to like make a massive stand on that.
Yeah,
but it's one of those that if I'm going to do the 30 hurry ups. I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do the 11 $3.30 and 11 on drafters again for the. I didn't do any of the bigger one, but it is out. They gave tickets. Okay, so they're not giving tickets this week. Last week they gave tickets for doing 10 of them. So you did 10, you got one free. That's why I did the 10. I'll probably do like 5 or 6 of the $11 ones and do the 10 $3.30 ones.
Yeah.
So I'll probably end up with like 45, 50 total lineups, and I'll probably have Lawrence in 2 or 3 of them. Not gonna make a stand. I think I like Justin Fields a lot though. Like,
Yeah,
I think I like him more than the other elites this week.
I will say, like, I do worry about a letdown spot for Josh Allen, but we just saw Aaron Rodgers shred the Jets.
Yeah.
So, I think Allen.
So,
it's tough just because I do think there's a letdown spot. The other reason I say the Ravens is I think they are pissed. Like, this is not a team that loses 2 games in a row. We've seen it before. Like, they dropped that game early last year against the Raiders and then just went on a run.
that's actually a really good point. So the one key spot here, I think Trey McBride is a target this week, like an absolute target. Like, I look at all of these matchups. Yeah, I like the Dallas Goedert versus KC. I don't mind the Britton Strange, but like Tyler Warren gets a bad matchup. Laporta may have a bad matchup. Kelsey probably has a bad matchup.
Yeah.
Fannin has a bad matchup. And like they ran their entire offense through Fannin. Like, it was crazy. They did that with a rookie.
If I'm scrolling down, I'm going to Jake Ferguson or Juwan Johnson.
Yeah, Jake Ferguson makes sense too. And Juwan. But I think, like, I just take Trey McBride I think I have him 5 right now overall.
Yeah.
Like, I think you could argue that you could just take him in the first round with any pick if you really like. There's such a tier break between McBride and everybody else in my eyes, especially with the Carolina matchup.
Yeah, I think I've done 6 so far, and I've taken McBride in 3 of them because I agree with you.
Yeah, and the only time I don't take McBride is because I want Connor or or Harrison.
Yeah. I did one with Connor and McBride. It doesn't feel as great, but it's like
I have one as well.
It just, yeah,
and I think, like, okay, so CMC is ahead of Henry now because it started with Henry first.
Yeah, it did.
This I'm okay with. I'm okay with Henry. Like, I was not going to take Henry over Jamar and McCaffrey. So I'm glad to see this so I don't have to zero Derrick Henry because that's never a comfortable place. And where are you at with CD versus Puka versus Brian Thomas versus Neighbors?
I would probably put CD as the number 2 receiver after Chase.
That I think I do that because of, like, just how the game ended.
How the game ended. One, yes, like Puka got a massive target share, but honestly, Adams only had 3 less targets, and like you said, he got a lot of Stingley coverage. So it's like, that I feel like could be just very even throughout. Where Lamb like dominated targets, like him versus especially versus him versus Pickens, and that was against the Eagles. Now they're facing the Giants. Like, I think Dallas comes out and just puts a number up on the Giants.
I think I'm going to fade Seattle completely this week. I think Pittsburgh's defense is going to be upset that they gave up 32 points. And
also
the Seattle offensive
line.
Yeah, and the offensive line didn't really look great. A spot I do like is I like A.J. Brown.
Oh, he falls all the time.
He does. He falls all the time. Like, I actually did an A.J. Brown, like, because Jalen Hurts falls because he's going against KC. I like this triple stack.
Yeah, I don't think I've done the triple stack. I've definitely done the stacks separate.
Well, like, there's a decent chance that 60 yards and a touchdown is enough to win at tight end.
Oh,
if Trey McBride doesn't dominate, and like if AJ Brown has an AJ Brown game, like, because I think we could just see a game where Jalen Hurts, like, if KC does what they did in the Super Bowl against them, they did everything that they said. Oh, you are not going to beat us running the ball with either Barkley, and if you can go over the top, you can go over the top. And they went over the top and they dominated. And I don't think they're going to try a different strategy. I think that's going to be the same strategy. They're going to make Jalen Hurts beat him in the air. And if he can, they lose. like I think you have to pick a route to try to win with, and against the Eagles. And I think the better option is hope that Jalen Hurts is having an off day in the passing game.
Yeah.
I just think that's the better option. I do think that Devonta Smith is a really, really good scroll down option. Like he's very rarely drafted.
No, I think this week there's some very interesting scroll down options. Another one, Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
I think.
I've thought about doing that.
I think Rome Odunze against Detroit. I think is fun, and then Steph Diggs. I mean, I'd love to know he's getting more work, but his targets per route run were very, very strong.
And I do like this. Like he goes in a lot of the drafts, but Tet feels very, very good for this week. Like I'm getting to a bunch of him because I'm taking a Cardinal in every game.
Yeah.
And Keon Coleman could be a good pick as well. But I feel like Keon Coleman's going to be highly represented because Josh Allen gets taken all the time. Like
I agree.
I almost scrolled down for Dalton Kincaid on a non-Josh Allen team, and I'm like, this doesn't make a lot of sense because he's not going to be lower owned, but he'll probably be low owned, not on Josh Allen teams.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It probably does make sense
with Allen. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it probably does make some sense to scroll down for that, and so like on a non-Josh Allen team, I don't mind doing that. And like on a Josh Allen team, I think I'm just going to run Josh Allen naked if I take him.
So are you going to do DK Metcalf for revenge game against Seattle?
I hadn't. I was actually going to, after this, look through everything and make my own ranks. I haven't went through it yet. That's actually probably a pretty decent spot, maybe, but I don't know. Like that defensive, like the offensive line for Pittsburgh, they didn't look great, but I know that I'm curious how that'll play out. Like if Aaron Rodgers is going to have time or not. He didn't really have time last week, but it worked. It still worked for him. So if he's drafted in like 100% of them, I might just fade it and see what happens.
I kind of agree on that. Like I probably will want some DK, but probably very little, just because there are just other options. Like give me all the Ricky Pearsall.
Like if it's Mac Jones, are you still in on Pearsall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
I think the Saints defensive line looked good, but their secondary didn't look good to me.
Yeah. And Mac Jones is like, he's a former first round pick. Like, I mean, I know not all first round picks are good, but he is a former. Why is Juju here next to Bryce Oliver? Why is Bryce Oliver here?
That's the bigger question.
Like I was like, why is Juju here? Wait.
Clearly somebody's taken Juju.
All right, Here we go. Bryce Oliver, the best scroll down option. Absolutely not. What? Like I don't even know who that is. And that's saying something.
He played like 4 snaps with the Titans.
Yeah, the double revenge game felt good. And I was calling that out for the eliminator for a while. I was like, I like this double, just take one side of it. Maybe taking both sides of it was the answer. Oh, Alec Iomanner might be a good scroll down option too. He got a 25% target share.
Yeah. Way more than I ever thought.
Way more. Like if you want a deep scroll down option, Iomanner, and this is probably more for drafters, because drafters, you have two running backs, 3 wide receivers, and a flex. So you're going 2 deeper overall. So for that, I don't mind I'll probably sprinkle in some Iomanner, because I do think that the Rams defense is good, but it's not the Broncos. But anyway, I'll let you get out of here. I plan on doing my rankings here in a bit. that's what I was going to do whenever we're done.
Sounds good.
Thank you for coming on. We will be back next week. I'll probably. What do you have going on tonight? You said you were doing something later, right?
I'm going to be doing my rankings also.
Oh, nice. And then, do you got anything going on tomorrow?
So I don't have a show tomorrow. I have a show Thursday and Friday.
Nice. I will listen to the one on Thursday. I'll probably go live again tomorrow, same like 4 p.m. Central. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Probably just draft a couple of the dailies. Might just kind of talk over all the slates, like all the games, like while I'm doing it, like draft a team or two, like look at every game individually and say these are the people I like, don't like, stuff like that. I don't know. It's a work in progress. We're going to try to figure out what content I want to do. So, by the way, rakeback hit.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
I'm still. When do you think they're going to do the eliminator pods?
Yeah, I'd looked earlier. They hadn't done it.
Yeah, I was expecting that by like noon today. I think they usually wait until NFL gives them the final stat lines, like they're locked in, because they can always do the changes or whatever, stat corrections.
Mm-hmm.
Wait until all stat corrections are finished. So, but anyway, thanks for popping in. We will see everybody later. Have a great, and by the way, all of Steve's information is down below. If you're not subscribed to the FanSpeak Network, you should. They have basically the cheapest rankings in the industry, and they're good rankings. And you're mixing in all the Battle Royale stuff now as well. So
yeah, DFS betting. And speaking of tonight, Andrew and Justin, or no, that's tomorrow night. They're going tonight. Spread and Tyler are going doing their bets tonight. And then Andrew and Justin are doing their pick'ems tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, is that a 7 p.m.?
It's 7 p.m. tonight. Tomorrow, I think it might be 8 p.m.
All right. Well, go check that out, everybody. I'll see everybody later. Peace.
Later.